Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vortex Racing Network, the Bonfire Racing League, and the Focum Up 190 here at Music City, Nashville Speedway. My name is Zach Panzarella. I've got my tag team partner, Dalton Geyer, here with me, and we've got Kevin Kyle up in the booth here for an awesome BRL race. Race 3 of this Premier Cup season. How you feeling today, Dalton?
Happy to be here for the Focum Up 190. It's great to be here in Nashville. You know what they say about Nashville, right, Zach?
I really actually don't. What do they say about Nashville?
Well, they say it's in Tennessee, and you're the only 10 I see. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, and we're off to a good start. We might not have Mean Gene Money in the booth today, but the puns and the quips are at no shortage. Well, it's been a lot of the same this season here, season 13 of BRL, and by the same, I mean the same main characters up front, being Jason Landry and David Medina Sr. We've only had 2 winners this season, and it's been those 2 guys, and it took David Medina until race 2 to actually lead a lap. So because of that, you see that 5-point differential right there. David Landry with those 5 bonus points that come with leading a lap and being able to lead a lap in both races so far this season with that 5-point difference. But it's not a 2-man league, and not at all. Behind them, and not too far behind at all, is Jared Kelly, Christopher Smorrell, and Nick Mills. And then behind that, we have another group of really quick guys. Anyone sticking out to you yet in this season, Dalton?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so we had Medina picking up that win, snapping that little winless drought that he had that started back in February of this year and extended all through the end of the last season. So finally snapping that. But I mean, Zach, I think you know who's sticking out to me. It's a guy that really likes Nashville. I wonder. Do you think David Owens likes him some Nashville?
Yeah, I'm not sure. David Owens has never mentioned it to me whether or not he's a fan of this track. But based on his results, a very, very fast driver here at Nashville, probably has a winning percentage above about 40% between the leagues he races in at this track. So he's going to be the guy to watch. The big thing this season, though, no playoffs, which means no win you're in. This is old-fashioned Winston Cup standings, which is what I'm a sucker for. So while this will be a big race for Owens to come and capture that win, he already has missed a race this season, so he needs to start piling up those wins. You can see right there, just looking at that races column, how much of an advantage it is just to show up and run these races.
I mean, 2 races in, that's double the points at this point. But once we get some more races in, I think, as long as he keeps showing up, that'll look less and less I guess huge, but that's still, if he comes within, say 50 points of this thing by the end, and he's chasing a guy who's been here for one more race than him, he's going to be thinking what could have been.
Yeah, absolutely. I could not agree more, and that's always a really interesting situation to follow with these points formats. So now on your screen is our AM Series standings. So this year we're doing things a little bit different. We've been talking about it, but we're going to keep talking about it. There's a Pro Series and an AM Series, and they race together on the same track, same car, same time, and there's an overall winner every week as well, obviously. What we were just looking at with that green background was our Pro Series. This on screen now is our AM Series, and this is even tighter. And this one I'm going to be following closely as well, Dalton. I love the idea that league admin Kevin Kyle came up with here. You and I have actually ran a league together in the past where you were in the Pro Series and I was in the AM Series, and I was competing for championships while you were
I was not.
And that is what is the benefit of this Pro and AM setup here, because you're just as good, if not better than me. So you have guys like Brandon Shelton leading the standings right now. We know how good Shelton is, and I'll have my eye on him as well today. In second place, Michael Serra, a rookie last year. This year really showing his muscle early. That's been fun to see. Jax Duvall in third, Thomas Perrine in fourth, and Tommy Fox over there in fifth. Now you have to go a little bit far down for the guy that I'm really looking for. You really have to go all the way down to 22nd. But that's Jaron Valley, and that was the guy that we saw lead laps last week. I am definitely going to have my eye on him because I actually learned a new thing about him as well, Dalton. he was competing on Tuesday against AJ Benesh for the Truck Series championship in this league.
Yeah, one of those Truck Series guys making the jump over to this Cup Series. Had a great race going. Got into it with, I believe Jason Landry last week, right? I wonder if this week if he's going to be looking to folk him up,
Oh my God.
get some of that back, or well, you know what though, I don't think retaliation's going to be on the table. I think he's going to want to let good old Jerry Rose have the that biggest point penalty in the history of the league all to himself. I think he's gonna I think he's gonna keep it clean.
Jerry Rose is going to be proud of you, Dalton. Just getting into qualifying. We've already mentioned the 30-point penalty. I'll make sure that Venmo hits your account. Now we're 45 seconds into qualifying right now, so these guys currently putting down their times, 2 laps each driver here. While they're putting down those times, we'll look at our team championship real quick. No surprise there that Folkum Up is folking up the entire field already with about a 200-point lead, 199, so it's even pretty, over GCR. But GCR Gulf Coast Racing is no slouch at all. Keep your eye on that team, especially now they got David Owens. He did miss that first race, and that certainly does not help that point situation. In third place, right there, we have Ignition Point Racing. They are in 8:07, so already seeing a decent amount of separation in these team standings towards the top. Over here, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, it gets pretty close with Pony Up in 4th, 5th belonging to 7 Motorsports, and then 6th belonging to Animal House Customs Racing. Shout out them and shout out them as a sponsor. And then 7th is Euro Speed Racing over there in with 355. So a good amount of competition there. And then also, Dalton, we are not going to be here tomorrow with the MRL Cup Series wrapping up last week, but we are adding a new season, a new league here on BRN to our schedule. We kicked it off this Wednesday, and we're doing it again. I'm sorry, last Wednesday. We're doing it again this Wednesday. The DDI Racing League will be at Charlotte this Wednesday for another exhibition race. Our first one over at Kansas was a blast. I'm excited for this one, Dalton.
Yeah, Charlotte, near and dear to my heart. Very good track. Just a very awesome, probably, I dare say, the best 1.5 miler in those trucks to run.
One of them.
It can, you get loose, you get tight. You can really kind of drive off that right rear. It's going to be a lot of fun out there at Charlotte, and I'm gonna have fun running fast and loose with all those guys on Wednesday.
It's going to be a good time. A lot of familiar faces in that league already that you're watching here today on Sunday. We should have Paul Ferdiani over there, Jose Medina, Kevin Kyle, and then I'm expecting a few others, actually. Buddy Sully, I think, will be a possibility to see run there. Edward Peltz is someone that we've seen over there already. So super exciting to see so many familiar names, and it really is a lot of leagues that we get to cover and a lot of leagues that you and I have raced in together, coming together as one. And we are just very lucky with the early combination of drivers that we already have. But yeah, this is a free broadcasted league right now. These are the exhibition races. By racing in these, you'll be able to lock in your car number. So if that's important to you, make sure you show up to these exhibition races. This is also going to be a way to keep this league free for you for your whole life. Whether or not it ends up being a paid league in the future, we're going to show all the gratitude in the world to those who were there from day one, and we're going to make sure that this league stays free for you guys. So get here in the ground floor. This is going to be a great 3,000 I-rating cap league, so no aliens, and a great chance for anyone to win. Tons of parity over there in that league, but also tons of parity over here on Sunday morning in the BRL, Dalton.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at those qualifying times there.
Buddy Sully.
Yeah, wow.
How about that,
Ooh.
Buddy Sully? And we saw that on, was it Monday that Buddy Sully nabbed the pole and just immediately started to fall to the back of the field. Actually, I think it may have been Friday. I'm forgetting. So much racing going on right now, and between all the channels and all the races that we cover and participate in. But Sully has been putting in those heaters of qualifying laps this week, but not having the race speed that we saw from him. I'd say last year, pre-injury, I guess we could say.
Yeah, it's also been bad luck too. I think he got caught up in that that weird kind of situation at Kentucky where the caution didn't come out after a big wreck and kind of ran headlong into Chris Smith, I think, and that ended his hopes of a good run in the first race. But yeah, you know what? I'm excited to see if he can return to form here, bounce back. This is a more technical track, a more one of the more technical D ovals. It's a shorter one. It's I think it's 1 1/3 miler instead of a 1.5 miler. So yeah, we'll
Yet they call it a Superspeedway.
Yeah, they do. Well, that's over a mile. Well, you know what? Speaking of which, though, one of the things this season, I believe any track under 1.5 miles, we're going to see reduced fuel capacity. I think it's 55% fuel. So these guys,
You're correct about that.
Don't quote me on this, but could probably make it. Maybe
it says 40 laps on the graphic
40
here.
laps. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a graphic here that I just realized I feel like came and just completely forgot I had it right when we go live. But we have approximately 40 laps of fuel with 55% capacity. You're 100% right about that, Dalton. And 4 additional tire sets in the pits, plus the 1 on the car. So 5 total.
Yep, like a man in old age with a shrunken bladder. These cars, they're gonna have to. Well, I guess the opposite of that. You know, they're gonna have to fill the tank, not empty the tank more often. But you know, same difference.
Either way, thanks for that visual.
Yeah, you're welcome. But that's a lot of pit stops, a lot of opportunities for miscommunication, and spinning down that pit lane. So you really got to be on top of it if this thing is going to run green to those green flag pit stops. So I'm excited to see how that plays in.
Yeah, this is a tricky track. I've never really been able to figure out this place. Oh my gosh, as well as, sorry, I still have practice playing on my screen. You guys are killing each other. But yeah, I've never really been able to figure out this place the way that others have. I can run top 5 here if I'm lucky, but some guys just have this place figured out. It's a very specific set of skills that it takes to be fast here. And you're kind of already seeing that if you look at our qualifying standings as they're sitting right now. A different cast of characters than I'd say we're used to in that top 10.
Yeah, well, Going to tell you what, the key on this track.
Oh, and there's David Medina.
Yep. We saw that come. You know what? I was going to mention we're missing a couple guys on that qualifying leaderboards. Now Landry's coming out. We'll see what he set down. Yeah.
That was an announcer jinx if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, so those guys waiting until the last possible second so they can get Buddy Solly's hopes up and
really break their hearts.
You know, yeah.
You really want to give them that hope and then just really get that dagger as deep as you can in the chest.
Yeah, but as I was saying, yeah, the real key here is going to be that exit, getting as much speed. You know, it's so tempting to really just send it and dive it in there, but at least for the long run, for having that speed over time, you're really going to want to kind of do what Landry's doing here, that late apex
wide arc,
and late apex wide arc, save those tires and get just a monster run down the front stretch and back stretch.
Yeah, as you can see there, that's not going to be fast for your single lap speed. That's going to be fast for momentum off the corners and probably for saving tires. Not a good lap there by Landry. I'm assuming he did that high lap there, Dalton. Yeah, exactly, for his run up speed. As you see him go immediately low here. This is probably the last huge lap here in qualifying. We know how good this 56 is at quali. Here he goes across the start finish line, and to the top goes Landry.
Well, Zach, would you like a side of mashed potatoes with that crow that you'll be eating?
I know, right?
You were like, goodness. There's no way that's fast, and puts it on pole.
Well, I meant the lap before. I mean, it really is that wide arc, I think, is not going to be particularly fast single lap. But as you saw in that qualifying lap, he went straight to the bottom, really slot carded. But yeah, that is going to be a tire killer here at this, concrete racetrack. Definitely going to wear your tires sooner rather than later. They do have a lot of sets in there, Dalton. 4 extra sets is a good amount, but you obviously don't want to use one earlier than you have to.
Yeah, and with that reduced fuel, and once again, if this thing does go green the whole way, I'm not sure how that math works out. Let's see. Got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so probably 3 required stops for fuel on the way. So they'll have an extra set in the pits for any other kind of extracurricular activities that might happen.
Right.
But yeah, that's these guys. Either way, I feel like kind of spoiled for tires. So it'll be good to see.
Hey, it's similar to DDIRL. We don't believe in taking away tires. I think it puts on a better show, and yeah, you don't want to get caught with your pants down at the end of a race without a set of tires. But qualifying has completed. Should have our results on screen soon. But it looks like Landry did collect the pole there, and Medina. So just really good, Dalton, to see a different variety here in the front row. Don't know if we've ever seen a front row. Whoa, whoa. Oh, that's practice results. Oh, teased us there. He teased me there. I was like, David Owens out of nowhere. But, Landry and Medina, don't know if we've seen that front row in the history of this league.
Yeah, and something else to point out once these qualifying results do pop up. 8, you're gonna see 8 pro drivers locking out those front 4 rows.
Wow.
So I'd say those guys are correctly placed in that pro division. Not to say the other 4 or so aren't, but yeah, just kind of domination from this pro contingent right now.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, so here we go. All pros in the first 8. So Landry Medina, Buddy Sully, Joseph Volpus, Nick Mills, Chris Smorrell, David Owens. So there we said to watch for him qualifying 7th. Jared Kelly 8th, and that does wrap up the pros right there. Not wrap them up, but that's all pros there. It takes it till 9th place to get to our first amateur driver, and that is our 2nd place in the standings amateur driver of Sarah. 10th place is our current amateur leader of Brandon Shelton, and that rounds out our top 10.
Back in 11th, we got, and I'm sorry, the text is kind of small. I'm on my phone. We got, I believe that's Brandon Finley. We got Tommy Fox. We got David Brenner, Kevin Kyle Lynott. We got Matthew Smith. We got Jose Medina, David Buell, Stephen Neal, Jake Ashea, Jax Duval, Mark Dumont, Matt Schofield, Thomas Porain, Richard Leclerc, Paul Ferdiani, Jerry Rose down here. I'm sorry, I'm just doing the rest of this thing. Jerry Rose, Ricky Mandela. The text is so small I can't tell if that's a senior or junior. I'm sorry. I think that's a senior. Chris Smith, Tim Darby. We got Mike Benton, Joe Bennett, and Sam Milliken.
That is a huge field, and you did it. That's impressive.
Yeah.
That text, that's on my second monitor, Dalton, and that was hard for me. I was looking like an old man there. But we're getting ready to go green. Lights already out the pace car. It's only going to be one time around here, so they'll be pulling off, and it'll be Jason Landry for the 2nd consecutive week, leading them to green. David Medina for the 2nd consecutive week on his outside. These guys have the championship in a stranglehold so far. Will today be a different story here in Music City? Here we go through the Geico restart zone. Jason Landry blasts off. Great start by Dave Medina on his outside. Dave Medina not wasting any time. Going to look for the lead early. That sometimes, Dalton, is what happens when you start in the flagman versus the leader having control. Dave Medina going to try to use it outside the momentum to take the lead early in this race.
And we saw a really good jump from Medina on that outside as Landry fighting back. And these guys just so respectful of each other, just side by side, coming out of the corner here. They are going to be door to door once again, just through that whole first lap, door to door. Just fighting for any sort of room here.
I think Medina is going to lead that first lap and effectively even up the point standings right there, collecting that bonus point that Landry doesn't have yet, but it won't be long until Landry's able to get that same 5 bonus points as he really sends it into the bottom there to try to take the lead from Medina. And a good point you brought up, Dalton. We see these two racing each other so hard week in, week out, but also so respectful. Very, very rare that we see these two make contact with one another.
Yes, sir. As we look further back here, field kind of straightening out. Bodie Solly hanging with them. We got Nick Mills back in. Got Joe Volpus up in the top 5. As see, Mills caught the bottom there. Volpus might have a run here for that 4th position. He's going to stay slotted in behind.
And you see Owens already starting to make a little bit of forward progress, following his old number. That must feel weird. Same font and everything. David Owens switching over to the number 8 car, giving the 11 to his Gulf Coast teammate of Joe Volpus, and that's who's driving in front of him. Volpus again.
Oh, there was Jared Kelly going around.
Oh, we got Jared Kelly going around. Oh, into the grass goes Kelly. No caution. We're going to stay green because the majority, or if not all that wreck happened off the racing surface, Dalton. Jared Kelly going to, oh boy, going to re-enter. That was so close. Jared Kelly re-enters the racing surface when we're going to stay green, and that is going to be brutal for his chances right now, as the field is not far behind him.
And as that happens, Bodie Solly relinquished 3rd place to Nick Mills, now under attack from both those Gulf Coast boys. He's got Owens and Volpus just hot on his tail here. He's going to be running that defensive line, that inside line, but oh man, he is getting loose off the corner. Owens now on the attack.
We're seeing a lot of that, and that's how David Owens is making his passes, is he's going to go look to the inside of Buddy Sully here, complete the pass for 4th place likely. Yeah, just driving it through the middle of the corner perfectly to that 21, all sorts of out of shape, really trying to stay out of that outside wall. And the 11 of Volpus right next to him is having the same type of struggles as as Sully is, Dalton. A lot of trouble on corner exit here early.
Yes, sir. You know, and I'm not sure if that's going to be I'm not sure if that's him saving tires or if that's just that he's not hitting these corners the way he wants to. But I guess we'll see as this run goes on. As something's off there.
So now we have the 5 of Chris Morrow looking to the inside of Buddy Sully, and that car just bleeding. And that's one thing we brought up before we went green today. Sully been so good on his single lap speed, but has not been able to piece together a good run yet. We've spent a lot of this so far this season. But when you come back from an injury, you spend a lot of time away from the rig. Sometimes you just kind of have to rebuild that framework. And a lot of times it does start with a lot of single lap quickness, but it's a lot harder, and it's a whole different story to piece together full races.
And you see under attack right now from Chris Morrill. No slouch in his own right. One of the other Pro Series drivers here, and has won in this series before, has won at this track before in the BRL Premier Series.
Yes, he has. Chris Morrill definitely going to be a threat today, and he's always there. Currently making a pass there for the top 5. I'm sorry, moves his way into the top 6. Is now just Buddy Sully. He's also he opened up that door, and everyone's going through it and saying thank you very much. He cannot find his way back to the bottom of that track. And then, yeah, the 48 is Brendan Finley right there, a rookie of this league. So I believe an AM driver, doing a great job getting through the field, as well as he's going to try to slot in front of Buddy Sully. Oh my gosh, not clear. And then behind him is the current amateur points leader, Brandon Shelton. Shelton just having a masterful season so far.
Sully kind of just trying to find somewhere to catch his breath here as Shelton makes his way by. So you see Brenner now coming up on him. But, yeah, Brandon Shelton, I believe we saw. He was the points leader of the AM right now, right?
Yes, he is.
Well, good 30-point lead on those boys right now. Little battle between him and Michael Serra for those points. Serra back in 18th currently. Gonna have to make up those positions as Shelton's mixing it up with these pro guys right now.
Yeah, and they started actually bumper to bumper. 9th and 10th is where Serra and Shelton started. And since the drop of the green flag, Shelton's gone, well, I guess kind of maintained that position, gone a little bit forward, while Serra has just gone quite the opposite. So these are the type of things that win championships if you're Brandon Shelton. It's just doing what he has to do, protecting that race car, and having solid days while your competitors struggle to put together a solid race. Because that is not where Serra needs to run if he wants to make this an interesting championship battle. And Shelton just doing all the right things so far. Another amateur driver that I think has been quiet so far, and he's on screen right there, that we're going to have to start looking for, is Jose Medina. When I saw that they classified him as an AM driver, I was thinking, wow, in the league that I ran with him, he was a pro and he was mixing it up with the pros. And Medina should definitely be a contender for the amateur championship.
And you saw him running that apron line there. That nobody's really been using that apron. Perfectly legal to go down there. But maybe guys decide against it because it's narrow down there. But yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, Medina, a lot of pace in the other leagues that we run with him. Yeah, definitely could be a pro driver. But seeing really kind of just measuring himself against these AM guys right now. Trying to race for that championship.
And speaking of the pros, look at this. We got a 4-way battle here for the lead. The front two, I mean, this is what we've been seeing all season. It always seems like Dave Medina is okay with letting drivers kind of drive away in the early stages of a run, maybe a second and a half, because this always seems to happen. He reels them back in a hurry and normally doesn't have too much trouble passing them. What Nick Mills is going to want to do here is try to follow Dave Medina. Oh, Medina's going to look to the inside and a little bit of a block.
Side drafts.
Wow.
Giving it back to him. Landry, that's kind of how he got that initial lead in the first place. It's kind of running them up to the wall on entry, getting that real close side draft. Yeah, Landry now just on his bumper. But yeah, you know what? I think something to look for here with this track once these tires wear in is, like I said, that exit speed. And alternatively, if you kind of botch that exit even a little bit, if you get loose even a little bit and the guy behind you hits it perfectly, he might be able to clear you in just that one straightaway.
Yeah, he could clear you, and yeah, exactly. Now you have to sacrifice his entry, be able to get all the way to the top of the track. As you see, Jose Medina making an inside move on David Brenner. That's going to be for the top 10 spot for Jose Medina.
Yeah, like they were 3 wide there for a second.
Yeah, Kyle Lynott definitely thought about it, backing out last second, thinking, actually, you know what? We do have 120 left to go in this thing. Maybe I'll live to see another day.
See, Porain clipped the apron there, kind of backing up the rest of that. Oh, into the wall there. Here comes Kevin Kyle on the bottom to take that position. I believe that's going to be 14th or 15th there.
Kevin Kyle needing a good run here, finding himself way lower in the pro standings than I think he would assume he would be this early in the standing. I'm sorry, in the season. So Kevin Kyle, good racetrack for him, looking to piece together a good race here today. This is starting to calm down a little bit. We're starting to see what we often see with this league, which is kind of different groups of battles, right? Like you kind of see some separation between different groups. You have this group of 4 up front. They are starting to really put a gap on Joseph Vulpes there behind them. Behind Vulpes, you have another full second until you find Chris Smorrell and his little cluster of cars. And it really is just different kind of groups of 4 right now. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But a good amount of separation here. And this is normally where you start to find those long runs. And we are very used to seeing them here in the BRL.
Yeah, looks like Buddy Solly kind of settled it down, took a deep breath, and I'm liking the line that he's running right now. He's running. Oh, you see Shelton run that up to the wall, almost hit the wall. Good kind of self-preservation there to lift before smacking it. As somebody's pitting in here.
Yeah, someone's pitting here.
I think that's the. Oh, is that the?
Oh, Darby, I believe. That's Darby. Yeah, that's the 133. I believe that's a rookie to this season, or I'm sorry, to this series. I don't recognize that name. Very slow, and then seemingly forgot where the pits were, and we're under yellow, I believe. We are under yellow. Our scoreboard has not updated yet, but we are under yellow, as you can tell by the pace of these race cars, and misses his stall for good measure. Apparently you do. Our producer asked him to have to manually put on the caution, and here's the funny thing, guys. I produce on Mondays, and I have no idea how to do that. So I'd be SOL right now, and I got real lucky on Wednesday, Dalton, because we didn't have any cautions.
Wow. Oh, yep.
So we do have the caution is out, and it was for the 133. That was the confirmed cause, and I'm assuming it's because he did that on the track. That was that was sloppy, Dalton.
That was a little sloppy, but it's a tough pit road.
It is. I
and
missed it. I
you
missed it.
can really tighten up. And this is, you know, this concrete surface. It's, you know, it's kind of hard to. It's really easy to lock up the brakes around here.
Here comes Medina. Here comes everybody.
And let's see. Oh, yeah, everybody
Jason
coming in.
Landry giving Medina a nice little solid tap to the butt there on the way in, saying, thanks for racing me so hard, buddy. And Brandon Shelton's going to stay out. Oh, boy. As is Lynott.
Yeah, Lynott and Shelton staying out here,
These
taking the
guys
risk.
Asking for violence.
Shelton. Well, hey, you know what, though? What they're asking for is 5 bonus points, man. So while it pays off for Shelton, doesn't look like it's going to pay off for Lynott unless he can really kind of be sneaky here and get around Shelton on this restart. He's going to have to get a really good restart to lead last year. Otherwise,
takes fuel only. Looks like Medina took, I can't tell if that's 2 or 4. So 4 for Medina, which means it's 4 for Landry, but either 2 or 0 for a handful of cars there, including Jose, the other Medina, Buddy Sully, which shocks me, to be honest, and David Owens. Buddy Sully, can't believe he wants more of that.
Yeah, we're like 20 laps in here. That's I don't know, that's a weird call in my eyes.
Yeah, Buddy Sully.
Fuel, or are we sure it was only fuel, or did they?
It may have been 2.
Maybe 2. You know what? I'd been hearing rumors that, as the officials were here this week, that the left side tires just weren't wearing at all, really. So I think, you know, a little inside baseball there. I think maybe that might have been the move. That's just what I was seeing this week, or hearing. That was the word on the streets, is that the left tires just weren't wearing at this track this week. So
that's
it's definitely possible.
Well, that's it. We'll have to keep our eye out for that, and we'll get the answer to that soon. But yeah, clearly a handful of guys woke up this morning and immediately chose violence. Brennan Shelton, Kyle Lynott, David Owens, Buddy Sully, and Jose Medina. These guys, I mean, every league needs a handful of them that are willing to take these chances, because we're about to get a restart. I will leave it at that.
A restart, if there ever was one. It's about to be nuts. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be homed in on Landry here to see.
Me too.
How he navigates these guys.
Landry, I mean, David Medina, always really patient with this. I've seen it a lot of times. Medina will let himself lose a few positions in these situations so he can live to see another day. But we'll just have to see. It's gonna be a green flag this time around as the pace car lights are off. It's gonna be Brandon Shelton, the control car this time, with Kyle Lynott to his outside. Another thing to look out for with these 2 cars who didn't pit at all is the tire spin. Hopefully they can keep them underneath them as we get ready. And we're getting ready to get to the Geico restart zone. Brandon Shelton going to lead these guys off, and off goes Shelton. Great, clean restart. Buddy Sully, it looks like, with a tiny bit of struggle there, getting the car going, as does Jose Medina in that 3rd row. But so far, so clean, as just as you assumed, Jason Landry going to pick up these positions while he can. He's going to send him 3 wide.
Ooh, Sully stacks him up a little bit there. As, let's see.
Volpis getting eaten alive. Oh, and Volpis gets in the 48. 48, trying to hold on to it. Volpis, oh man, ricochets down the track into the 30.
Wow.
They're going to keep it straight. Volpis still struggling to keep the car underneath him. Will they be able to get through this? The 48 there.
Oh, big spin from Owens at the front.
Wow. And he misses the corner entirely. And Landry just says, thank you very much. Medina into Lynott. And that's going to take Nick Mills 3 wide with them. Nick Mills looks low. 3 wide. Amazing move by the 20 of Mills. Oh, man, a little bit overzealous there from the 8 of David Owens, Delton.
You know what? That's he had to be, though, because he's on those. I mean, I guess he didn't take tires. Yeah, he's on that different tire strategy. Had to take that lead from Shelton to try to get that lap led.
Yeah, he did. He wanted it and didn't want to wait. And he was probably also really hoping for that clean air and just sent it a little too deep. I think forgetting that his tires weren't as fresh as everybody else's around him. As Jason Landry, as we assumed he may, doing the best job getting through the field. He's to the lead. Dave Medina behind him. Brandon Shelton doing the best job in 3rd place, but that's Nick Mills looking to his inside. Nick Mills is going to take 3rd place away from Brandon Shelton relatively quickly here. Behind them, you have side by side Jose Medina, David Owens, Buddy Sully, Kyle Lynott. Oh my gosh, the 5 of Smortle gets into Sully extremely hard. Oh man, the 31 right behind them saying, boys, figure that out, please. Buddy Sully just got absolutely packed by the 5 of Smortal. I would not be surprised if that's some damage on both race cars there.
Yeah, that might folk him up a little bit.
Oh!
Oh boy.
Get it underneath you, Smorl. He's not showing any Smorls right now, Dalton.
Yeah, but hey now. Let's leave the puns to me, okay?
Oh,
Anyway,
I want to try one.
let's see there. Oh my goodness, it is.
Oh my god.
They're 3 wide all the way back there. Mandela, Jerry Rose, Jake O'Shea, Jared Kelly's just stuck in behind it. Oh my lord.
Oh my god, Jared Kelly quite literally about to catch a nut because this is what happens when you run with the squirrels. Oh my gosh, this is insanity. It was 4 wide for a second there. All you can do is laugh sometimes when it gets this crazy. 3 wide, Jerry Rose right in the middle, Jared Kelly on the inside, Jake O'Shea on the outside. Oh my goodness, all this for about 25th place.
And once again, they're 3 wide because Porain
Misses the corner.
missed the corner there. But great job keeping it clean from these guys and navigating all this. As some big battles towards the front here.
About to say, Jax Duvall in front of them. It's the same story here for about 15th place. And oh my god, I think it's this big tire situation because look at who's leading this. It's just Jose Medina, just with a pack of hyenas behind him. It's like a absolute just stampede
It's like
behind
a plate
him.
race.
This is funny. It really is. This is crazy. I guess it is Nashville Superspeedway. Oh! Is it? Oh, that's Pierre's. And here we go. That's a big one. Wow, that's going to bring up the caution. I believe that's Michael Serra is in that. That's the 11 of Vulpes.
Ferdiani.
Oh, man. Ferdiani is in it.
Oh,
The
we got
133 is in it. I think a little bit of
33
ARCA braking there.
Yeah, 33 is torn up. It
Whoa! Oh my God, Chris Smith. There's no positions to be gotten. So we're gonna bring out the yellow. No one told Chris Smith apparently that we were under yellow. All right, Dalton, catch your breath.
Yeah, so it looks like some guys bringing it down pit road immediately. Ferdiani, looks like Michael Serra had to bring it down. We'll see how much damage he has.
Yeah, everybody who stayed out there saying, screw that, never mind. Ooh,
Yeah, a lot of the guys towards the back who picked up damage coming down here to see, well, what's the damage? Can I keep going? Or is my crew chief going to tell me I'm done for the day?
Yep, and the sun is setting here at Nashville, and I would not be surprised, Dalton, if a full moon comes out, because these guys are racing crazy today. That was probably the wildest sequence of racing we've gotten all season out of the BRL, and I loved every second of it. Up front, it was pretty orderly with Landry and Medina doing their normal thing. But oh man, you would think that it was the last lap and everyone else was battling for the lead, whether it was for 12th or for 25th. That was amazing. But yeah, a lot of damage there picked up by race cars. And one thing to note here in the BRL, I think unique in this now, the only league here on this network that does not have a fast repair for the drivers available to them. So that could have been, Tuesday nights as well. Oh, Tuesday nights not on BR. That is on the Bonfire Racing Network, I believe, right now. But yeah, that may have taken out a handful of drivers there.
Well, YOLO, you only live once. You only get one shot at this without damage. Once you get that damage, you got to go get it fixed. You got to sit there on pit road. But yeah, and you know, you saw a lot of those guys that did not take tires that first time said, you know what, I think it's time for tires, and they're gonna have about let's see, about 10 lap fresher tires than those guys who came in the first time. So now kind of a bit of role reversal from that first restart, as the caution lights are, the pace car's lights are off. We're getting ready to go green again.
Yeah, keep your eye on Brandon Shelton, Jose Medina, and David Owens and Kyle Lanat. Those are really the 4 I'll be looking at the hardest as we get ready to go green here. They will have the fresher tires, and yeah, I'm curious, Dalton. I don't even know how much those 10 lap fresher tires are going to matter. So I'm definitely curious to be watching them now. Currently sitting in about 25th, 20. I want to say about 20th to 25th, as it's going to be Landry leading them to green here. And yeah, that was Michael Sarah, currently still sitting in the pits, getting his damage fixed. That opens up that championship lead even more for Brandon Shelton if he can continue to have a clean day here, as control car will be on the inside. Jason Landry with a big gap already, and there he goes. That's going to be a big jump for the
Stacked each
56.
other
Oh,
up.
big stack up, big stack up.
Yeah, they were bumper to bumper. They were beating and banging before this thing even started. So now we're green.
That inside lane that outside lane just was not where it needed to be, led by Medina, and you can see the negative effects of it already, as Nick Mills, who was behind Landry, just blew right by Medina. Now he's gonna blow right by Landry, and the lead's gonna go to 20 of Nick Mills.
Nick Mills, another guy who has won at Nashville, taking the lead, leading that lap. We'll see how long he can keep it, as Landry already back on the attack.
Yeah, Landry, I doubt he's going to want to let him keep that lead for long. And here's a newcomer up front, and that's Jax Duvall, looking for third place on the inside of David Medina. He's actually going to slot in as, oh my gosh, the 48. And there goes Landry to the inside of Mills. We got action all over the track right now.
And that's for the AM lead right now. The rookie he's letting that thing swing.
Oh man, flop. There goes the rookie. And that is, you're right, that is effectively the battle for the lead in the AM class, and they are driving like it right there. And you can tell Brenner, a pro driver behind them, I think understand the situation and thinking, okay, they're racing for
a little bit of contact.
A trophy. Yeah, banging doors down the backstretch are Duvall and the 48 of Finley. So Finley, man, making an impression here in his first race.
Yeah, I think I heard an immediate apology there. That's more contact.
Well, I was going to have to apologize for that one too, because they banged doors again.
Yeah, he's just gonna have to be like, "Out, sorry." He just budges his way through.
He's like that one SpongeBob meme. You're good. So what number actually is Finley? Okay, they have him as the 212. Okay, because he was not showing up in my data. Okay, I'm gonna call him the 48. But then there he goes with a big move to the inside. He's not gonna have to drive off.
Over. No, Jack's just gonna stay with him.
Into the wall. Oh man, that almost looks like an equipment failure there, unless he hit something earlier. But that's certainly going to bring out a caution. Caution is out.
Not towing.
Yeah, that's going to bring out the caution. Yeah, we definitely had an equipment failure there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, there it is. Finally able to tow. Assuming had nothing on his wheel, because I can probably tell you what happened right there, Dalton. I've had that happen a few times where like your wheel stops working, and then you forget entirely that you can leave the car by holding the escape key, because you're so used to usually having the hotkey on your wheel that's what happens, in my opinion, when you see people sit out there for a while.
Well, you know what? He caught a case of that David Owens disease,
I know. Didn't know it was contagious, honestly. But yeah, he did. Straight to the wall. But hey, that worked out for Owens a few times.
Fair enough. I don't know if that's going to work for him this time.
No.
Here.
Will likely go laps down. Had to tow there, as we saw as well. That's, I think, what made a big difference for Owens a few of the times. He was able to drive back around, not go a lap down. So let's see who brings it down here. Landry is going to fake. Is he going to do it? He looks like he's going to. Mills is going to stay out. So Mills stays out. Duvall's going to stay out. I see Brenner staying out. But Medina is going to come in. Finley as well, behind them as well. So it's going to be a handful of cars. I see a Shea staying out as well. So a handful of cars going to stay out. Medina, obviously, all those cars that are in that second, I guess you could say, rotation of hitting, they are all going to stay out. I'm wondering the agenda here. If maybe you can enlighten me here for Landry and Medina here, Dalton.
Let's see. And so they came in for the fresh tires. Well, let's see. The front car, that front group of cars, I believe, is on like 15 or so lap old tires. That's just counting green flag runs. Then you have another group behind them that's on, I guess that was probably a 7 or 8 lap run there. So those tires are a little bit old. But yeah, this could have to do with the fuel situation too, trying to kind of eliminate
Yeah,
a stint if this thing goes green.
maybe try to make this into a one stopper from here. Maybe. One more thing to note: the two of Brandon Shelton, our current M points leader, in the pits there for a very extended amount of time, able to stay on the lead lap, but losing all of his track position, leading me to believe that he either really had to pee, or that he may have collected some damage. Maybe he was the wrong place at the wrong time when that 17 lost power, or maybe was part of one of those earlier wrecks that collected quite a bit of the field, and I'm sure we could have missed a car or two. But Brandon Shelton, hopefully having all that damage fixed now, but nonetheless going to be all the way in the back in the sub 25 positions. And that's another thing about this fuel strategy, which is I think what it is for Medina and Landry. It's been crazy back there, Dalton. So that's what I'd be worried about, is just losing control of this race and losing control of, I guess, your pace, right? And your car and keeping it healthy. But we'll see how it works out for them. If you're able to keep it clean and drive it to the front, I mean, obviously it'll be worth it.
Yeah, it's been kind of hard to make for guys to make their way through the field, mostly because it's, I mean, because it's a little hard to pass. These guys are getting, checked up side by side, 3 wide next to each other as we're about to go green here.
Yeah, they're getting antsy. They're getting crazy. They're getting, the pace car is getting ready to take that hard left. And yeah, so the leader of this race is Nick Mills, and he elected to hit the outside. Leader does have line choice here in this league as we get ready to go green, and we'll be keeping our eyes on the guys who pit here as well. So here goes Mills leading them as Duvall gonna get a pretty good restart, and here we go. Green flag. Lots of different agendas here. As you see, Landry and Medina mid-pack already trying to make moves, but Nick Mills doing a great job driving away. And there they are right there. There's contact.
Oh, Landry! Oh, my goodness.
That's going to get to Landry. And, that's Medina.
And, oh, man, and Owen. Oh, my goodness.
Medina gets destroyed. Medina gets destroyed.
Smorals in it. Medina's in all the front runners. And, Zach, that is just what you were talking about, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that
all happened in front of him.
I can't even call it an announcer's jinx, because that was foreshadowing. Wow. The reason I brought it up, Dalton, is because it's happened to me a million times. That's why I don't do that anymore.
Well, I'll tell you who's feeling like a genius right now is Nick Mills up at the front.
Yeah.
Steered clear all of that. His tires are a little older, but hey, he didn't have to deal with that whole that cluster folk that just happened.
Cluster foco. Okay, sorry.
We're hilarious. We're hilarious, Zach.
We are. Yeah. But yeah, Nick Mills laughing all the way to the bank right there. He probably just looked at his rearview mirror and laughed his ass off. Oh, man. Thinking, that's why. That's why, boys.
So it couldn't be me. Couldn't be me.
And there's Jason Landry. You saw it, Dalton. He's who caught you. I saw the 9. You saw the 56. He collected damage there. He didn't get mollywopped the way the 9 did. Yeah, that car is focumed up. But the 56, I think, will be fixable. The 9, oh boy, it's going to be a long day for Medina. And with this Winston Cup standings, I know it's only race 3. That matters.
And Smore, I believe. Let's see. I believe.
Oh God! So apparently, who we saw, I guess again thinking we were still in the green was the 133, and I just absolutely sent it through that wreck. Oh. So as we see our pace car, Dalton, currently entering 3. That on screen is the 56. I love how iRacing just like gives us just the most amazing camera angles of pit lane. Like, oh, you want to know what the buildings look like? Oh, what do you mean you wanted to see the cars? That's stupid. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So there, look at that Nashville sky. And okay, moment of truth here, Dalton. Pace car exiting 4. He has about 5 seconds. And if we don't... There goes. So Medina's going to stay in the lead lap here. We'll have to see how fast. Oh, and Landry's going to stay in the lead lap. So everyone's going to stay in the lead lap here, but it really doesn't mean a ton yet, Dalton. Really what it comes down to now, obviously, is how hurt are those race cars?
Yeah. Oh,
And then
that's a
that's Sam
heartbreaker.
Milliken right there parking it on the entry. You know, Sam Milliken says, "You know what? Screw this."
Yeah,
And he calls it a day. And I
that's
believe that's
fair.
Jared Kelly
Yeah,
waiting on the
Mandela. No, it's
exit.
Mandela.
Oh, I apologize. I apologize. That's Mandela. Oh boy, Mandela not having the day he needed. Mandela, another AM competitor, been very fast this season, but not having the day he needed.
Car that didn't even try to beat the pace car there, Steven Neal, I believe, still getting his damage fixed. But yeah, that collected at least a third of that pro field. We saw Landry and Medina, but we also saw Owens and Smorl get collected in that as well. Uh, Maybe didn't take it as hard as those guys, but still collected in that.
Yeah, Owens, I'm seeing driving back around, catching the field right now. I mean, we're about to get a lot of answers about that. But
And
one thing that we still know. Oh,
Volpa's still fixing, or well, I
yeah,
think maybe came back in to fix damage that he'd already had.
Volp
But
is involved in a few incidents today. As there we go green. Nick Mills leading them with a great restart. That is, who is that behind them? The 53, I believe that is, or the. Oh, I apologize. That's David Buell. That is a regular staple here of BRL. I apologize, David Buell. Moving to second place. Great restart. Whether that was communicating or not with Nick Mills, they did an awesome job giving Mills that boost he needed, but not enough for Duvall, as Duvall's going to rail the outside and do a great job trying to protect that second place. And now let's see. Let's take a look at Landry, and let's take a look at Medina. Landry's back in the pits, Dalton.
oh man, probably just didn't like how that thing was driving. Might have that. That's one of those situations where the wheel is pointing sideways, and the car's he's got to point the wheel sideways to drive straight. As we look at this battle for second on the track, but the AM lead between Jax Duval, David Buell here.
Yeah.
So you see Brenner making his way into it. He said Brenner and Lynott saying, "Hey, we're the pro guys. We're trying to chase the leader here."
Yeah, they got a Nick Mills to catch. And that really is
still fighting.
Wow, oh man, a Shea missing the corner. Oh boy, that was a close moment there. I believe that was Kelly almost getting into him. But yeah, I mean, you gotta think, Dalton, guys like Brenner and Lynott smelling the blood in the water. They absolutely know what happened to Medina and Landry and Owens, and they're thinking, oh my gosh, here's my opportunity to win a race. Wow, there's a lot of hurt race cars around this track right now. I am just scrolling around here and I'm seeing a lot, but one guy that's not as hurt as I thought he would be is Dave Medina. He's not moving forward yet, but that car is putting down okay laps. We'll see if we get enough cautions, if we continue to work on that car, if he can get it to where he needs to be. But right now, I mean, it's going to be hard either way, healthy race car or not, to have anything for that 20 and Nick Mills as he continues to stretch out that lead.
As you see him making the move on Matthew Smith. Is Medina. So you look further up.
Yeah, still able to make passes is Medina. So, I
Jax
mean,
Duval attacking, attacking for the AM lead here in third place, with Medina threatening in behind.
Jose Medina starting to eye his first AM win here in the BRL. That is right in front of him as Buell and Jax racing hard. So that's 1, 2, 3 right there for the AM win, and in front of them is 1, 2, 3 for the pro win. And coming out of nowhere, and we know he has this speed, especially at tracks like this, David Brenner. Let's see if he's able to go or tear into that lead Nick Mills at all. Already has it below a second, so far so good. As here we go again, as Kevin Kyle now looking to the outside of Jose Medina. Yeah, look at that. I've really seen that today. Someone voluntarily using the outside to complete a pass. The sun is down now, Dalton, so the grip should be more plentiful than it was earlier. Not to mention, not really a hot day today at any point. So should be a pretty grippy Nashville, and even grippier now that the sun has gone down. So that outside lane may become feasible.
Oh, Zach, I like it grippy.
Oh, man, and that Medina sliding up a little bit, almost into a Shea, and we have a car in the grass. Oh, my God, the 48 into a Shea.
Wow.
Wow, Finley and a Shea together on the outside wall. No one's, that's likely going to be a caution there. And caution's out. A Shea just, oh man, wrong place, wrong time. Over and over again today for that 77.
Man, that really stinks right there. Looks like Medina. I don't know what happened if Medina got caught in that as well. Yeah, he seems like he's all right, but yeah,
He's
lost considerable position there.
back in the top 10 though. Wow.
He's going to get some of that back.
Yeah, crazy how well Medina's done. I mean, this is really becoming an attrition race as well. You see Milliken laps down. I believe he's in 17. So I think you can get yourself a top, a top 20. I mean, a top 18 now, simply by finishing this race at this point. So this is becoming an attrition one here at Nashville.
Yeah, a shame to see that that 212/48 of Finley involved. Had a real good first portion of this race going. Nice show out for the rookie, but yeah, it's gonna give him some damage. That's gonna be tough to come back from.
Yeah, we've seen the rookies in a few incidents today, and this isn't to come at the rookies at all or anything like that, but I think it just goes to show how long this league has been racing together, the veterans of this league, and the clean racing that they've established. Because yeah, we are seeing the catalyst for a lot of these incidents be the newer guys, and it doesn't even necessarily mean they're making mistakes, but kind of just that unfamiliarity, right, Dalton?
Yeah, and I mean, they're rookies for a reason. You know, we expect mistakes, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I think a lot of the field is going to expect mistakes out of rookies, even maybe some of the sophomores.
Hey, what were you saying? I won't say his name, but we were training one of our teammates the other day, and we were doing Welcome to Glen. Kevin yelled like this, and I think he had something like 127 incidents in practice. And we're like, well, you know what that is? That's 127 learning opportunities. That's all that is.
That is indeed that is indeed what I said.
Yeah, that is what you said.
Yeah.
I was probably not being as nice about it.
Yeah, you were like, hey, look how many incidents. Look how many incidents.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've all been there. Well, okay, so one thing that just sticking out to me right now, Dalton, is Dave Medina clearly must have confidence in that race car and the lack of damage it has to stay out there and inherit fourth place.
Yeah, he was. I mean, if it's moving all right,
It looks
I mean,
okay.
why not? Yeah.
What's blowing my mind is, like, I guess I must have missed the bulk of what happened to Landry, because it looked to me like more happened physically to the 9 than it did to the 56.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know. So the cars in the front row there last pitted on lap 32, so 26 laps on those tires. So Kevin Kyle and Kyle Lanat, the Kyles, crazy people. I always like when that's switched, Dalton, when Kyle's in front of Lanat, because then you have the full name. I always think that's funny. And then behind them you have fresh tires. So, well, not as fresh tires, right? Because you have Medina and Kelly stay out. And then behind them, you have full fresh tires. So Jax Duvall, David Owens, Nick Mills, and that group, very fresh tires. So this will be a fun one to watch, but it's going to be Kyle and not the control car on the inside, leading them to the green this time with very old tires. Again, watch for that tire spin. Great job by him and Kevin Kyle to blast off there. No problems. And Jared Kelly, after that early incident, doing an amazing job recovering up to third place. Jared Kelly, the first time he's seen the front of this field here today.
Was you see Jax Duvall kind of felt squeezed a little bit there by Medina, I think. Had to lift a little bit on exit. Medina's gonna have the run. And now Kelly trying to send it in up there for second place.
And yeah, Duvall not trying to waste any time, has the fresher tires compared to Dave Medina. Wants to make this pass quick as you see a lap car already. I don't know.
That's Dumont.
Yeah, Dumont, I think, probably not able to get around under caution there. And you see the product of that, he's going to hug the wall and let everyone around him, hopefully not create an incident. As Jax Duvall looks like he's going to, oh boy. Wow.
That's what you got to do, though. And I think, I don't think Medina can expect any less than the door being shut on him like that, with that that difference in tires, it's what he's got to do.
Yep, and Jackson Ball saying if it bothers you so much, then catch me. And he knows he can't on those old tires. And then Nick Mills going to do a lot of the same this time, and Nick Mills just dive bombs it into the inside of David Medina. Beautiful move by Mills. I think Nick Mills feeling like this race win is right in front of him, and all he has to do is make quick work here. Mills going to try to probably do a lot of the same here through 3 and 4, and yes, he does. Whoa, and that's Ricochet there at the bottom of the track. That's not the pit entry, my friend.
You see Kyle Lynott kind of trying to check out here. Lead already up to nearly a second. So, man, you can see Kelly entered a lot deeper. Basically made up 0.3 of a second on entry, but now going to kind of lose it all here.
And then some.
Yeah. So I'd say in a couple laps here, Lynott's going to have a good second lead on these guys. So he's going to try to peace out.
And here goes Nick Mills looking to the outside of Jax Duvall. Again, I think Nick Mills really feels like this is his moment. There he goes, making the move on the 84. So Nick Mills clearly the third place pro driver. Actually, is Lynott pro? Yeah, he is. So wow, these are all pros. 1, 2, 3, 4. I apologize. But all in front of him is older tires. So Nick Mills should be able to make this a lot easier than it's been so far as he's looking to the inside there of Kevin Kyle. He's doing a great job making these passes here, Dalton. He kind of gets the inside, whether it be through 1 or 2 and 3 and 4, and then he can enter side by side like he is right now, and he just drives it in deep and usually is able to complete the pass. We'll see if he can do it here to Kevin Kyle. Yep, there it is. And really, really able to hug that bottom. That's not going to be good for the tires, as we've talked about. But, I mean, you got to get these spaces when you can right now, right?
Ooh, the wall. No. There, bumping him up for Kevin Kyle, pushing the pusher there for a second.
A Nick Mills sandwich right there.
Good Lord. Now Mills trying to clear Kelly there as he finally does. And now he can finally set these fresh tires loose, try to cut into this 2.5 lead that Kyle Lynott has built up while these guys have been fighting and working their way through the field.
Kyle Lynott's so good at staying out with no matter how old the tires are and being able to put down really, really impressive laps, especially when he has that clean air and is alone. So Kyle Lynott, no slouch. Obviously just by the virtue of tires, Nick Mills will catch him, but man, of all the drivers that you have to pass in this situation, Kyle Lynott's certainly one of the more difficult ones. Really, really a veteran at this type of strategy and so good at it. And a lot of these guys who were in that big incident earlier are faster drivers, doing a great job recovering. As you see 3 wide there between Medina and Owens, and I believe that's Buell there it is. And now there's Jose Medina on the fresher tires going to try to get by his non-related Dave Medina. And that's going to be 3 wide again now as Owens will look at the outside. Wow. But Owens and Medina, especially with that tire situation they're in right now, doing a great job recovering from what looked like a race-ending incident for both of them.
Okay, you want to talk about recovering from incidents? Look no further than the top 3 there. Jared Kelly was involved in that first incident that didn't bring out a caution, went spinning into the grass, maybe picked up a little bit of damage, but nonetheless has recovered to 3rd right now.
Yeah, Kelly has done a great job, and that was such a brutal situation for him with the caution not coming out. And really, it felt like that could have been this whole race. He's gotten the cautions where he's needed to, and he's stayed in the lead lap, and he's getting rewarded for it now. Not on the tire situation I'm sure he wishes he was on, but certainly with track position that is better than he's gotten all day, as David Brenner's going to look to the inside of him right here. Brenner also on fresher tires than that 55 of Kelly. And like we assumed, if you look a little bit ahead of this, Nick Mills is right there on Kyle Lynott. Probably only about 2 or 3 laps until Nick Mills is able to complete that pass and drive away in the sunset. And the beautiful part about that for Mills is he didn't take anybody with him, Dalton. He just drove up by himself and left this cluster behind him, and he's going to have that second lap.
Look who's up there in the AM lead right now, in the top 5. Top 5 right now. Tommy Fox putting Jared Kelly under attack, trying to take 4th here. But he's got Jose Medina hot on his tail on that bottom line, trying to get around these guys on the older tires.
We got the 54, the 55, and the 57 battling it out right now. And yeah, T. Fox, oh man, this guy impressive every week in, week out, and always getting better. And there he is to the M lead, Tommy Fox. This guy has overall wins in the MRL League. He is no stranger to leading races, but it's always a joy to see it when it happens.
Yes, sir. We love us some Tommy Fox. As we look further back here, as these battles continue. Uh, yeah, these guys still under a blanket side by side back here. Kelly,
Whoa,
tries to close
Kelly!
off. Oh, they're gonna be 3 wide.
Oh, Kelly, be careful.
Oh,
Oh, man.
oh, we were piled a little
Oh!
bit.
The VRN colleagues get into each other. You
Kelly
never like
just
a
keeps
coworker,
sending
Dalton.
it in here. Oh man, you know what? But you have that trust there too. At the same time, I think.
Oh, God,
Uh,
you... Jeez.
Jack Duval and David Owens cannot like what they're seeing right now.
Nor can David Medina, who's thinking, not again. As Medina's going to look to the inside, Medina's thinking about making it 3 wide. Does he have a death wish? Because this is all different tire situations and, oh boy, different race situations and different temperaments right here. As you see David Owens trying to stay out of it the best they can on the outside. Jared Kelly making himself extremely Ryan Newman-esque when it comes to passing him right now.
Tell you what, you know what?
And Nick Mills took the lead. And Nick Mills took the lead during all this. It's absolute insanity.
Yeah, but yeah, Brenner got around there too, so he's going to be on the attack. Jax Duval and Owens sending Kelly 3 wide.
And here we go, Kelly. This may be the moment where you put your sword down, my friend. And he doesn't want to. As now, oh my gosh, look how close David Medina's going to get to Jared Kelly there in mid corner. Medina's going to want to make that pass on Kelly quick here. I think he's going to look to the outside through 1 and 2 would be my guess here. Oh, he's going to kind of try to fake it, go low. Kelly's going to not bite. He's going to take the low line. I think that's where Kelly wanted to go anyway. Not the drive off he needed, though. And here goes Medina to the inside.
You know who's crept into view here?
Oh, Buellin!
No.
Into Medina, and that won't be a caution yet. Oh,
no.
He did get turned around enough to bring out the caution. Oh my gosh, and right in front of that group we were just watching. That wasn't pretty. I didn't like that. Man. I mean, we didn't see what led to that, but when we got to it, it was just a car turned another car, Dalton.
Yes. So it looks like Buell just kind of went up the track a little bit there, just barely caught that left rear, and yeah, just sent him around.
That's probably going to be. Yeah, Jose not losing too many positions. I'm concerned about the damage. That was a healthy hit. Rear end not rear end, but toe link first into that rear wall, or I'm into outside wall. And if you know next gen car, that's not where you want to hit it. As Lynotte's going to bring it down to the pits, Renner's going to stay out. T Fox is going to stay out. If I'm Tommy Fox, I think I pit there, Dalton.
Well, hindsight 2020, I think maybe he expected more than I think it's just what 3-4 guys staying out right now.
Yeah, he had that AM lead. The race is under control. No need to complicate things, in my opinion. But hey, I'm the one in the booth. He's the one in the race car. What am I talking about?
You see, Mandela got that lucky dog. But Buell stayed out too. I guess not. Either didn't pick up any damage from that incident, or
that's a Medina problem.
I guess so.
It's like, sorry, bud.
It didn't folk him up too bad.
No. Wrong Medina. Or actually, yeah, he's not focused, is he? I don't know.
I'm just staying on brand, buddy.
Oh, look who's still all lonely there in the pits. Oh, Jason Landry. Well, he's Canadian, so he's probably giving everyone free donuts down there.
Oh, man. Let's see, is this the time for an ad break of some sort?
I was about to do that, yeah. Let's give a shout out to our sponsors. This season, we're bringing in some familiar and some new faces. First off, we have Animal House Customs back with us. You see them on the 2 of Ricky Mandela week in and week out. I'm sorry, the 3 Ricky Mandela week in and week out. And yeah, if you need any high quality stitching, embroidery for anything like say a motorcycle jacket, maybe just a sick denim jacket, maybe a clothing brand, some hats, school event, anything like that. Animals Customs with the highest quality embroidery that I've seen in quite some time. I've said this on this a few times. I also do print work. I do like screen printing type work. And so I don't do embroidery. I often have to outsource that. And I can tell you that their work is incredible. So shout out to Animal House Customs. Check them out at animalhousecustoms.com. Also, we have, I'm going to screw up the name. There it is. The Swanley Golf Association. Shout out to them. Check them out. And that's going to be Matt Schofield right there, who is our car who brought us over that sponsor. Not run their colors today, but shout out to them as well. As lights are off the pace car, it's going to be Brenner, the control car, with Tommy Fox in the front row with him. And again, we got old tires for quite some time here at Dalton. I believe to the 20 Nick Mills, we're on old tires. So let's see how this goes here as Brenner, a great restart. Tommy Fox on the outside, going to try to defend against Buell here. Not the start I think Tommy Fox wanted, and Nick Mills, the freshest tires, with a brilliant restart, gets that corner all to himself. Going to try to get the inside of Chris Morrow. Chris Morrow going to give him the inside. Nick Mills going to take that spot. Buell going to take second place from Tommy Fox. Tommy Fox going to try to use the outside to retake second place. Meanwhile, David Brenner doing a great job in the lead, driving away, and behind them a lot of cluster among these guys with these fresher tires wanting to get these positions while they can.
Hey, you know who's made his way up here again? Joe Volpus. Where'd Joe Volpus come from?
Wow, and look at that. Yeah, Joe Volpus. That guy has been up and down the field more than anybody else today.
Squeezed. He's always 3 wide, and he's getting squeezed down there.
I was gonna say he might be going back down the field in a sec here. As here goes Volpus, and you see behind him is Kevin Kyle. Kevin Kyle's gonna send it in deep. Oh, he almost gets into Volpus there. Man, it's a cluster. A lot of different entry speeds here.
Caught the wall a little bit there.
He did, and that's going to allow Smore to look at the inside of him. The top of your screen there's Smore looking at the inside of Fox. And there, right there, is Volpus with Buddy Solly on his outside. Kevin Kyle right behind. Kyle and Knott above them. Behind them, Medina and Owens. Oh, we're going to go 3 wide here. Kevin Kyle going to look to the inside of Volpus. Oh, man, and then Kyle and Knott going to fill that gap as well. It's getting tight here, mid-corner. And, oh, there goes Kyle into Volpus. Can Volpus save it? He's sideways.
Oh no!
Oh, well, this may be a no harm, no foul situation for Joe Volpus. I think we might stay green, though, here, Dalton.
Did he save that? He didn't bring that back up on the track?
He didn't, and we stayed green. I'm sure he might wish he did, honestly, because, oh, boy.
Great, honestly, great bit of driving, though, to save, you know, to save that car from destruction. As we go back here to the racing, you can see
that's a Mills on Brenner right there for the lead. Mills just quick work in the field. Started in 6th place in this restart. Took him no time. As right behind there, Kyle and Knott gets into the 5 of Smorl and gets loose.
And you know, I like what Nick Mills is doing here. He's not necessarily entering the corner very much harder than. Okay, he entered a little bit. Oh my goodness! Oh, there's still 3 wide. Oh,
Jared Kelly,
contact.
Calm down.
More contact.
Oh my! Jared Kelly just with an absolute dive bomb if I've ever seen one. And all the actions happened in front of David Medina. Wherever David Medina is, there's something horrible happening in front of him. Because this has been insane. Nick Mills takes the lead for David Brenner. Sorry to cut you off during all that, Dalton, because you're making a great point.
Yeah, what I was saying is he wasn't necessarily entering a whole lot harder than those cars on the old tires. He was relying on that exit speed, getting those runs down the straightaway to get alongside. Really setting up those passes, not just going for the easy, dive bomb down into the corner.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, too. Dave Medina just made a pass on Jared Kelly, and when he got through him, he just said, "Fuck you very much." Threw him right up the track. That was funny. I think
Welcome you very much.
Yep, I think he's had enough. Medina has. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, Lanot to the outside, squeezing Smorl.
Not gonna lie, Dalton, I have the IndyCar race on the side here, and these
guys
are making these guys look good. Because oh my gosh,
they're about to be. I think Lanot got clear.
David Owens. Oh man, Smorl. He's had a hard time on this restart.
2 for 1. 2 for 1 for Owens.
He's gonna try for that BOGO special here. Gonna try to get Lanot on the inside. Man, these guys.
I'll tell you what. If I see Lanot, if I see the front bumpers of Kyle Lanot and David Owens,
I'm moving over
on my rear. You know what I'm thinking, Zach? I'm thinking, why me?
Honestly, what did I do to deserve this? Wow, and look at this. Dave Medina has just been quietly following David Owens through this field. He is up to 4th place. There's nothing you can do to kill Dave Medina. It's insane. That car looks like it hasn't even been in a wreck today, and I saw it hit the wall several times. It's wild. But David Owens, we talked before this race started about how much he loves this racetrack, or at least making that assumption. And he's shown it here because he has reeled in Nick Mills.
You know what? His nickname. Oh, we got the wall a little bit there. His nickname is the Funky Cold. He might have a new nickname by the end of this. I feel like he could be the Terminator. You know, because he just keeps coming back. You know, you get that dun 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 dun. You know, and he's already back up here.
And he has that one like.
Oh, Mills got tight.
Mills gets tight, and Owens a little bit. Obviously Owens committed to a different line on entry there and wasn't able to adjust. And that's actually going to give Lanaud an opportunity. Lanaud's going to look to the inside of Mills there. I don't think he's going to have much. He's probably going to slide up a little bit. Lanaud doing a good job hugging the bottom here. And yeah,
with a good run out of the corner.
This is going to be interesting.
Is he? Oh, he thought about going 3 wide middle there.
Whoa, Medina decided not to make himself the meat in the sandwich there. I was hoping he would. That would have been fun. But Medina, I think he's had enough theatrics for one race today, and he just wants to keep this one simple, as David Owens giving Nick Mills all he can handle right now.
Medina now to the outside of Lanaud, trying to squeeze him. Oh, Lanaud. Oh, big sends.
Nick Mills misses the corner. He's going to lose a lot of spaces here.
We're going to be almost 3 wide, not quite. Oh, now we're 3 wide.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
And Kevin says, nope. Nope.
Yeah, Kevin Kyle thinking better of it. Nick Mills went from 1st to 5th there, Dalton.
Yeah, he's got to take a deep breath here, I think. Settle down. Really kind of, get back to what he was doing to get here in the first place. Just kind of set up those corners, back up those corners and get those runs out of the corner here.
Yeah, and look who's back. Brandon Shelton in the 2, our AM points leader. He has just been up and down the field today as well. We saw him in the pits for an extended period of time earlier in this race, but here he is back in the top 10, doing an awesome job showing why he has that points lead early in the season. Up front, Kyle Lanaud is all over David Owens. This is interesting.
Yeah, and Shelton, the AM points leader, also the AM race leader, as he's under attack from Duval here for that AM lead.
Duval's been there all day today. He wants that AM win as Lanaud looks to the lead, and he almost slides up into Owens. Lanaud's going to get tight, and that's going to give second place. Oh my gosh, David Medina, that is insane. What the hell?
So it looks like Lanaud having to relinquish the
Jared Kelly's back.
To Kelly. Yeah, Jared Kelly back into this. Lanaud, is he going to go for the crossover here? No, he's just going to push Kelly down the backstretch here. Thinks better of the crossover move.
We haven't seen the crossover a ton today. Have you realized that? A lot of guys have felt like they've had it available to them, but haven't taken it. I wonder if it's just not wanting to enter the corner, that low. Maybe not thinking the run's going to be enough, but I feel like I've seen a lot of instances where that was available to the driver and they just didn't take it.
Yeah, you know what? This is the kind of track where
there it is right there.
Really tighten up. Oh yeah, here we go. Medina for the lead.
All the way up the track. Oh wow! Track. He just missed that corner. Medina
that's gonna bring Kelly back into this thing. As they cross the start-finish line.
Whoa, Owens!
1 to go.
Whoa, Owens! David Owens put it on the side draft, but looked like he was about to right hook him a couple times there. Not happy with how Medina drove him through that corner. Medina gonna definitely, I think, without saying any words, apologize with the way he drives them through 1 and 2 there. Very, very classy driving through 1 and 2 there. Is now, here we go, 3 and 4.
I hear some guys shifting right now.
Interesting.
Down into 4th. Maybe as these tires wear, that's the move. Yeah, that next gen car with that extra kind of gear up top.
Look at this.
Yeah.
So Owens doing a masterful job defending that position. Such a good job that Jared Kelly almost able to take advantage of it and get the space from Medina. Medina, though, not going to allow Kelly to do it.
Oh, will not touch that left rear Kelly there.
Yeah, you get tight on that bottom, it seems like, when you have a car above you. He's going to try it again. Look at that. Just no eggs. Oh, man. really, really gnarly squeeze by Kelly. Like he had a full car length above him.
Now Kyle back into this thing, trying to take fourth away, get himself up into a podium position.
We got a lap car in front of these guys too. He's gonna pull to the inside, it looks like. So he should be good there. Yes, he is. And yeah, look at Kevin Kyle actually makes the pass on Kyle Lynott. And look at that pylon right there, Dalton. There it is. Kyle Lynott. Hell yeah, we did it. No, Jax, don't ruin it.
Yes, now under attack from the AM guys now. Duval and Shelton racing real hard for this AM lead.
Yeah, Duval wants that AM win. He's shown that the past couple of weeks. And up front, look at Medina and Owens. They're about to be side by side. They are side by side. Here we go. Medina's going to give it one more try, and this time I think he might have it, Dalton.
Yeah, he took a deep breath. He composed himself, said, okay, this is what I got to do. So he's down to the inside here. These guys racing. Just real respectful, like. But
really low entry.
Yeah, Jared. Yeah.
Really low entry there, Dalton. I don't think he's going to have any drive off. No, he's not. Owens doing what he has to do. I think, honestly, probably a little bit happy that Medina made that early mistake to get into Owens, and they both survived. I think Owens kind of knows that Medina is owed one by him right now, or at least that Owens can drive him a little bit gnarlier than he normally would, as you see right there from Owens, just putting on crazy squeezes on entry and exit. Look how low Owens is going to force Medina to exit that corner.
Clear? No, not quite.
And he's not letting Medina come up. Owens really backing these corners up to make sure he exits lower than he normally would. Look at this, Dalton.
I think he hit a bump there. He kind of lifted in the middle there. Now he's still gonna have the run, but yeah, no, I'm liking how Owens is choosing to defend this. He's not sending it in super hard. He's just he's making sure he has that run on exit because he knows that the inside car is not gonna have that run. That's what he's using to pull away. Is Medina still using that side draft, just still keeping him hooked right there.
Watch how much racetrack Owens just takes away from Medina here. Just takes away so much racetrack. Look at how much Medina's limited to. He's essentially working with about 50% of this racetrack in terms of width, thanks to the 8 car. And I mean, yeah, that's what you got to do, because at the very least, even if Medina is to complete this pass on Owens, man, is Owens forcing him to use tires right now.
Consummate professionals, these guys, as they just continue with the relentless kind of trading of the side draft back and forth, trying to get that good exit. Medina finally clears him. The crossover.
There's the crossover
under the apron.
Maybe that's the key, is use the apron. First time we've seen that in a while. Owens gonna slide up. Oh no,
Medina's coming down. He made a little contact there, did Medina.
Yeah, a little bit of a spoonful of Owens' own medicine there from Dave Medina, putting the squeeze on, and Owens said, I don't care, I'll just use you as the wall.
You know what? I think that might be just a product of maybe a little bit of just frustration with it taking, so long to get by in the first place, thinking, okay, I finally cleared him, and then, it's like, you're still not going away? You're still there? Oh, no, Owens to the outside. Oh, that was a little bit too much of a send. That's gonna drop him back.
Owens he couldn't make up his mind, Dalton. I think he, at first, until about 100 feet left in that straightaway, thought, I'm going to send it to the inside here. And then last second decided, you know what? He cleared me. Let me try the outside. And it was far too late. His car positioning was nowhere where it needed to be.
Yes, we can probably look a little bit further down the field now at another Focum driver, Brandon Shelton. Still trying to attack Jax Duval here for that AM lead, as Duval now puts Kevin Kyle under attack.
Yeah, these guys.
For a legit top 5.
And you see Shelton going to try to kind of be a big Kevin Kyle fan right now. I'm sorry, not Duval, Shelton, trying to push Kyle through that corner and saying, you get Duval, let me follow you. Let's be teammates just for these couple laps so I can come and get this AM win. Working well there, but Duval, just so much fight in that 84 Goldfish car. Really, really can't kill that guy. And same goes for his teammate in front of him of Kyle Lynott. Just will not go away. Does not matter what the tire situation is. Both of those guys have done a great job today. Oh no!
Kyle wasn't ready for that. Wasn't ready for Duval to pull down. It kind of messed up his entry there. As now Shelton's able to pull down under him. Duval actually going 2 for 1 here, going for that 4th place from Lynott.
Kevin Kyle, ever with a very, very even temper.
Oh, Duval sliding up to 3 wide.
3 wide. Kevin Kyle makes a Lynott sandwich.
Landry's back. What the heck? Oh, he's laps down, I think, probably, huh?
You thought he just Bill Ellioted us out here?
Okay, yeah, he is on considerably fresher tires. Finally has some of that damage fixed, I think.
Considerably laps down.
But, yeah, nonetheless, inserting himself into this battle, I mean, hopefully, I assume he doesn't want to be stuck behind these guys for long. He's going to look to make short work, get some of these laps back. But, yeah, I mean, these guys are racing for position, so Lynott's he has a right to take the bottom there, as now Shelton kind of going to the outside here.
Yeah, Shelton, I think, kind of confused on what to do right now. I think maybe thinking I can follow Landry around if he wants to get around these guys, but also Landry, you can tell, been sitting in the pits for so long, probably just wants to log some laps. And also you want to stay out of trouble. He knows where he's running in the field. He's amongst the top 5 drivers. These guys are racing for the AM win. Not wanting to be too much of a nuisance here, but there he goes to the outside of Kyle and Lynott. Probably going to try to get around Kevin Kyle here as well. And just as we assumed, there goes Shelton. Going to try to follow Landry around this racetrack, I think.
Yeah, and that's not a bad idea.
No.
You know, let that faster car on the fresher tires open the door for you, and just see where it takes you. But to go back to kind of what we saw a few laps ago, you know, with Jax Duvall, Jax Duvall sending it, you know, and we don't expect these amateur guys to race these pro guys any differently. But if there's one guy you sure as hell can't expect to race these pro guys any differently, it's Jax Duvall. He's going to put the squeeze on you no matter what. Oh, and Kelly coming in the pits.
Kelly, is he pitting? Oh, he's spinning. He's spinning. Yeah. He's spinning. He is spinning. Kelly just went around. Kelly is, and so is Lynott. So is Lynott. Kyle Lynott as well. No. Kyle Lynott and Kevin Kyle, and Jared Kelly. I'm gonna go back real quick and see how Lynott became a part of that, because I saw Kelly. I mean, I was watching him come in. I was like, that's too late, my friend. So he spins. It was synchronized spinning. It was synchronized spinning.
It's green flag pit stop time here.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see if these guys can do a better job of it than we just saw Kyle, Lynott, and Jared Kelly do. They literally made the exact same mistake, Dalton. Yep. And here comes Shelton coming into the pits now. Our AM championship leader. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong screen. I apologize, guys. I just spoiled something. Shelton's going to pit. There he is. A little bit of delay on our screen here. Sorry about that, guys. Shelton's going to bring it in here. He's going to bring it in clean. So still out is Kevin Kyle, and Medina has brought it down as well, it appears. Yes, Medina in the pits. So, man, I cannot believe the recovery that Dave Medina has made today.
And you know, something that I'm not sure if it's a glitch on my screen, but looking at Landry's tire situation, it says he's on a 37 lap run, which is about even with those guys. He might be doing this, he might just be that fast. He might have the same amount, you know, the same tire life as these guys, and still able to make these moves.
Man, I hate when that happens. When you like are laps down, you're like, ah, that was fast. That part always hurts. I mean, he knew he was fast. Obviously, as we see more cars bring it down, I believe. Oh, that's 11 of Volpus. Long day for Volpus, but still in the fight. As Mandela gonna take the lead and collect some bonus points here. And Animal House Customs number 3.
Yeah, I'm looking at kind of different things here. Looking at Jake O'Shea and the 96 and the 52. I think the 52. Oh, here comes Jax Duvall on the fresh tires by them.
Yeah, and Medina just got his lap back the hard way from Mandela. So even if there was a caution now, Dalton, Medina sitting pretty as Mandela is going to bring it down this time. So we're going to see a pretty interesting cycle out of here as well, considering that Lynott and Kelly are not going to be there anymore. So we're going to see some new characters, but I think, I mean, the David Medina fans are going to be excited, but the guys who love competition and are I guess like the Kyle Larson haters as well. 'Cause that's what David Medina feels like sometimes. They're
Wait,
not going to like to hear this.
David Owens actually has a good couple second
Wait, he does. I
gap
thought
on Medina.
I mixed that up. I wonder if Owens did something cute or if he just came in a couple laps early.
2 tires.
So we got 11:33 from Owens, and I'm assuming a 14 from Medina. So two. Yep, that tells us 2 tires from Owens. And you brought that up earlier in this race, Dalton, that those left tires of those left sides for a lot of people just weren't wearing. I think earlier in this race when we saw those cars struggle, I think that was 0. So I think this may be our first time seeing 2 today. And I also know, Dalton, that if I'm David Owens and I knew that piece of information that you shared earlier, I would not put 2 on until now.
You know what? Yeah, this is the time you're going to want to do it. But yeah, different strokes for different folks, people, you know.
Michael Benton's going to lead a lap there. Good for Benton in the 69. Very nice for him. Getting that TB time for that 69.
Love me some 69.
It's a good race. I don't think I've ever seen a race car with that number that I can think of, like in real life.
And we'll see, you know, we'll see if that 69, 69 is going to be the last to come here.
Jesus Christ.
You know, and I think usually, you know, that might be different for him. I think usually he likes to be the first to come, but, you know, this time he's going to be the last to come. He's going to lead the lap and come this time.
You proud of yourself, Dalton? You proud of yourself?
I am. I'm very proud of myself.
Good. Well, he's going to inherit the lead to David Owens, and it's a 2-second gap. So it's sizable. It's honestly even more sizable than I'd assume at this point, given the delta with the pit times. You know, Owens was behind Medina when they did come in. So this is looking pretty good for that 8 so far. He's going to have to hold on to this for 25 laps here. So we'll see if he can do that. Everyone in this field good to go as far as fuel is concerned. It's just a matter of putting together those good laps and hoping this thing stays green.
So you see Jake Shea blending out of pit road, and he's going to be on considerably fresher tires than Medina. Probably going to be looking to get past him and then maybe go on attack on the leader, try to get his lap back here, or at least one of his laps. I think he might be multiple laps down.
We saw how big of an impact that can play in a race, though. We saw it just on Wednesday on this very network with Edward Peltz. Oh, we got a car around.
Yikes.
Was that Jared Kelly? I have thought that every wreck today was Jared Kelly. Eventually, it's gonna be. That was Darby. That is. It has not been the debut that 133 has wanted here in the BRL. I believe that may be his 2nd or 3rd incident he's been involved in today. And that's going to be the 2nd caution that we bring out. But hey, you don't make those mistakes, you're never gonna learn, right, Dalton?
Exactly. Hey, you know who is going to be a big winner out of this, unless he got caught up in it somehow? It's that 69. I believe he's a lap down, but that should get him the lucky dog if he got out of the pits in time. And he's going to be on probably the fresher tires, unless these guys are going to bring it down pit road here. What, 24 to go? Something else to look out for. I think the time limit is actually, like the actual time limit of the session is kind of counting down, if I'm not wrong. I think we're around 12. Oh, never mind. I don't know what I'm looking at right now then. But, okay.
Oh, 45 minutes left in the race. So I guess if they keep the shenanigans up, it's possible. Owens is gonna...
Oh, you know what?
Oh, that didn't look... That was not a clean fake, Dalton. That was not a clean fake. He went over the line. In real NASCAR, that would be a penalty. So, Owens, I doubt the iRacing server caught that. I've seen that type of shenanigans done before, which is normally frowned upon, to be honest. But 69 is going to get his lap back, so he's going to flip that over and get his lap back. But yeah, Owens with a nice fake. whether or not it was fully legitimate, it worked. And what it did do, Dalton, is it sent the 9 down the pits. So the 9, we talked a little bit about this before the race started. 4 sets of tires in this are in the pits for these guys, and it's fair to assume with the way this race has panned out that these guys have taken 3. So I'm gonna think that there's a chance that Medina just took his last set, and if there isn't a caution, that's going to be the move. If there is a caution with 10 to go, or 10 laps from now even, oh boy, have fun with that, buddy.
Well, I don't know. You know what though? I mean, I think even at this point, taking tires was probably maybe not the move. Taking that last set, so Medina, I'd say, forced into a bit of an error here, because I don't think the tire difference is going to be enough to get back up there in time and fight. He's going to have to claw through this field again. That's on, maybe 10 lap older tires, but that's not a huge difference around this track as we've seen.
Okay, so we're going to break down this field for you guys. I believe the first 8 all stayed out. First car that came down will be the 20 and Mills, and that will be 2 tires. Behind him, you have Brenner, which I believe will be 2 as well. Yeah, so that's, I believe until you get to David Medina, you're going to have 2 tires. So that will be Buddy Sully with 2 as well. And then outside of Buddy Sully is David Medina. That should be your first car with 4 tires. So there is the breakdown of the field here. So that is a sizable amount of cars to get through if you're Dave Medina. A lot of those cars that have not been this far up the field at all today. That 37 needs to close that gap as we're getting ready to go green here. And here we are. The pace car will be pulling off this time. The control car will be David Owens with Jax Duvall, the leader of the Pro and Am race in the front row here. But Shelton breathing down their neck, and so is Kevin Kyle. We've got a Pro and Am in the second row as well. Here we go. David Owens getting ready. He's going to have Shelton as his support car. Oh, man, Duvall goes ultra early. Ugly restart. No black flags. Duvall got back on the brakes, so I believe that's why the black flag was not issued to Duvall. Duvall trying to assume when Owens was going, and he assumed wrong, and we know what assuming does, Dylan.
It makes well, it makes something.
And
but
right there.
Yeah, a lot of guys we haven't seen up in this top 10 really today. Looking to make this work on these slightly older tires. See Chris Smith keeping, I believe, 4th place there.
Kevin Kyle gets in the rear of Shelton there as well. And yeah, the battle for 5th there with Chris Smith leading the 61. And that's the 20 and Mills on the outside there on those 2 tires, trying to get up the field as far or as quick as he can and put Medina as far behind him as he can. He should have a nice advantage over Owens if he's able to get there. I mean, these cars, I think, slower on pace just as it is. Oh man, is it's crazy back there where Medina is.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. As he deals with this, Owens is pretty much checking out already.
Oh, Brenner on the inside of Medina.
Oh man.
Brenner and Medina and Smorl. Oh my gosh, into the 96. And they're almost wrecking on down the backstretch. Oh my gosh, Medina gets into the 96.
They are 3 wide for 3rd.
Oh my gosh, Lynott.
Or is that 4th?
That's 4th, but it's Lynott and Mills with Chris Smith kind of acting as a roadblock for those 2. They're able to get around him, and now, wow, you can tell the urgency is there for the 9 of Medina, trying to get through this field as quickly as possible. Brenner trying to stick with him. Lynott looking to the inside of Mills. Mills trying to make the pass there. There is action everywhere on this track. Everybody knows they have to go. Brenner's loose down the inside. Brenner's about to lose a handful of positions. Yeah, Brenner was racing Medina hard. He's all the way back.
Smith and Mandela just had contact in the turn.
Yes, it's Smith all the way up the track. Man, Mandela shoots him up the track right in front of Medina. Meanwhile, Mills is just doing a masterful job working through the field here. He's all the way up to 5th place now on the freshest tires in the field. He's still, again, only on 2. Owens, though, like you said, he has done a good job trying to gap this field. Right behind him, though, is Brandon Shelton. Brandon Shelton right now, he's probably thinking about that overall win more than he's thinking about that AM win.
Yeah, and you see doing something I've seen a lot of guys do to try to get that run. Starting up a lane or 2 higher and then diving it down to get that run off the corner. We'll see if Yeah, you see he's running that lane higher than Owens and then kind of curving it down to try to get that run, and it's working so far.
Yeah, it is. He's at least sticking with him, and he can at least see how this run plays out, and if he'll have an opportunity at it. Right now, you have Medina looking to the inside of Chris Mills, as is Volpes, as they're both able to get around. I'm sorry, not Mills, Chris Smith. So Medina, oh man, those 4 tires, they're speeding underneath them, but he's having a hard time working through this field. He's already 2.5 seconds behind the leader of Owens, about a second behind Mills. So Mills really driving away from him right now, and the pros in front of them also doing a great job. Kevin Kyle still in 3rd place. He is sticking up there top. So is the 84 Duvall. Mills not really even catching those guys or reeling them in with any sort of them meeting those 2 tires, not doing a ton.
Yeah, 15 laps. And, I think if there's one thing that Medina would like to see, it is somebody putting that pressure on the leader. He'd like to see some battles for the lead here to, give him a chance to close this back in again.
Yeah, as you see Jason Landry there, still on the track, laps down, but still battling hard. Jason Landry looking there to the inside of the, I believe that's the 96. Yes, it is, of Smith. So yeah, Landry's still out here battling, as is Jose Medina. We saw him thrown into the wall by Buell earlier in this race. Medina trying to recover from that
Mills for
incident.
4th.
And we're looking 3 wide, and there goes Mills looking the inside of Jackson Duvall. He's going to complete that pass. So Mills doing what he has to do to try to get that pro win. He has 2 pros in front of him of Kyle and Owens. A little bit fresher tires. We'll see if he's able to do anything with it. Only 13 laps to go. These laps are ticking down now, Dalton.
Absolutely. As you see now, Lynott trying to get in past Duvall here.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
And then behind them is Medina now. Medina has gone around everyone he needs to. He is on the outside looking in for a top 5 position, but with all that speed in that 9 car today, that's not what he wants. He wants that win. Not sure if there's enough time. Up front, you still have Shelton doing a good job staying with Owens, not really able to put any meaningful pressure on him, but definitely staying with him. If Owens was to make a mistake, Shelton would be there to pounce. And the 20 of Mills is starting to piece together some brilliant laps as he has caught Kevin Kyle in a hurry.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I'm watching that 20 of Mills. He is flying right now, and he's had speed all day. And I mean, now's the time to find it. He is just carving his way through this top 5.
Yeah, Mills with a quick pass there on Kevin Kyle. Next up will be Brandon Shelton. Brandon Shelton starting to lose some spaces to David Owens, or I'm sorry, some spots on track to David Owens. So now it might be time to start thinking about that amateur win over the overall win. Don't fight Nick Mills too hard here. Don't damage your race car. Jackson Duvall only 2 cars behind him, so he wants to make sure he can protect that AM win, protect that championship lead for that 2 race car. And here goes Nick Mills with a brilliant, like you've been talking about all day today, a brilliant exit by the 20 of Mills, and that's going to be enough for him to make a great entry through 3 and 4, clear him halfway through the corner, and Nick Mills has 1 car left to go and 10 laps to do it.
And you know what? We mentioned it as we were coming to green. Mills came down pit road too. He took 2 tires on that last caution, so he's got about 10 laps fresher tire, or at least fresher right sides than these guys.
And now, look at that. Buddy Sully also showing the most strength he's shown all day today, leading this pack right here. And Buddy Sully has picked up quite a few positions since we've gone green. He's actually just passed David Medina on track. And you see Jackson Duvall starting to fall further and further back in this field, making that AM win more and more clear for Shelton. But what a great recovery from our front row starter.
Ooh,
Buddy Sully.
wide.
Oh, yeah.
Smorl, Duvall, Brenner.
Wow. Brenner and Smorl.
Max just had to lift out of it.
Yep, and he had to also give up that spot to Mandela there. And look at this. That's Kevin Kyle and Kyle Lynott battling up front. This is for the 4th place spot. This is Shelton in front of them. Kyle Lynott really does not matter what tire situation he's been in. He's had tons of speed today. The lead down to 0.2 seconds now as Mills trying to reel in Owens. Only 7 laps to go, Dalton, and oh boy, it's getting close.
Yeah, I think Lynott actually might be on that same strategy as Mills, because he was kind of just following through, carving through these guys on the older tires. So we'll see here if he decides he wants to send it 3 wide on these boys.
See Kyle looking to the inside of Shelton as well. Kyle looking for that 4th place position Kevin Kyle having a great day. We talked a little bit earlier about not having the season that I think he's hoping for so far. One of our pro drivers is Kyle. So this is the exact type of race that he needs. Currently finding himself in third place amongst the pro drivers. This would definitely be big for him in the standings. And
Lanat missed the corner a little bit there. Or no, or was that on purpose?
We'll see.
Might have been trying to get that run.
Yeah, let's see what this runoff is like for Lanat. It's big.
God,
Not
that
big
thing
enough,
just
though.
tightens up through that quad.
Whoa!
Big
Sends it
send.
low. Big dive. I'm not able to make it stick. I think Shelton should be able to drive around him here. And Kevin Kyle going to say, thank you very much, boys. I'll take that fourth place. Or, I'm sorry, that third place position. I'll see y'all later. And up front, again, I see
Mills is there.
He just can't get to the inside. Can he here? Nick Mills looking to the inside of David Owens for the lead. This will be 4 to go this time around.
He doesn't want to make that move just yet. He's going to stay tucked in behind. Oh, big bump.
Oh.
He bumped him into the turn, sent him.
Owens not going to let Mills
run here.
He doesn't want to let Mills dictate his entry there, so he checked up when he wanted to and kind of faced the repercussions. And God, man, you've talked about it all day, Dalton, and it's becoming more true now than ever. That drive-off speed, that 20 car is not even comparable.
Yeah, we'll see if he goes for it. He wants it on the outside.
He does.
I know. I mean, I know you can get the run out there, but
a little bit of fake.
And
I think Owens may have overdriven it. I think that's what Nick is hoping for here.
Down Owens to the inside.
He's going to have the runoff here. He's going to have a decent run. He's going to have to really send it deep into 3 and 4.
They're dooring each other here.
Beating and banging through the corner. It's going to be 2 to go. And wow, Owens trying to put the squeeze on. Owens goes high, Mills to the inside. They are side by side, 2 to go. I have no idea who even led that lap, but that was a finish of the race. That would have been one of the closest finishes in BRL history. And here we go, Nick Mills, he's just not able to send it in as deep as he wants to. Owens not putting in the squeeze, and look, oh my God, look who's
Medina back to him.
Oh no, Dave Medina's here.
2 to go, might be too late, but
I don't think it's too late when your name's Dave Medina. It's going to be 1 to go.
No
and
way.
Dave Medina.
Oh, they got the wall.
They're in the wall. Nick Mills to the inside. Dave Medina is absolutely there. Does he want to make himself the meat in the sandwich? Does he want to go high? Do they even know that he's there?
No way. No way, man.
Medina.
Through goes Medina.
Oh my gosh, Medina through. Oh, Mills. Mills around the 31 around, and Medina's going to drive away in the sunset. I cannot believe this.
Kyle's around. Wow. Around. Oh, Smorl head first in the wall.
Oh, man, it's not over yet. They're still wrecking, but the 9 Dave Medina out of no. Oh, my God. Oh, I mean, that wasn't over yet. Man. Oh, they're still wrecking. Chris Smith didn't get the memo.
That was, what a twist.
What a twist. What are people saying on the? Oh my God! People are dying everywhere.
You know what? We kind of we steered away from Medina crossing the line, but something tells me he's gonna be just fine with that. Just knowing him that with us catching all the chaos that just took place behind him as he drove off into the moonlight.
I think he'll be just fine with what just happened. Look at Medina. Look how stoked he is with a gnarly-ass burnout. So we're going to take a look at that finish real quick before we bring in our winner into the booth here today. Oh, my God. That was hilarious. Nick Mills has got to be fuming right now. That was a brutal way to lose a race if you're that 20 of Nick Mills. Here we go. Yeah. So we got David Owens and Nick Mills side by side, and out of nowhere comes Dave Medina. Nick Mills oversends it very hard, slides up the track, into the wall goes Owens. I mean, Owens really didn't have anywhere to go, slides back down, gets into Nick Mills. Nick Mills, I think, yeah, we're going to go take a look at this from the far chase view here, so we can really, what we call the full truth cam. So here we go. We'll do chopper. So Nick Mills oversends it here, Dalton. Like, very much oversends it. That car is not turning left whatsoever. Up the track he goes. I mean, you see Owens putting the squeeze on. I think at this point, Owens knows the situation. He's like, oh boy, he's not turning, is he? So Owens trying to go up the track to try to give him all the space. No contact yet. I'm thinking we might see a tiny bit of netcode at some point. Oh, and still trying to give him all the room. I think at this point, I think Medina's already won the race regardless.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, it was
Oh,
over
poor
from
Kevin
that
Kyle.
point. Even
Well,
if they didn't touch each other. Oh,
bam. T-Bone City, baby.
flipped them. Oh my
The
goodness.
second that shades of Juan Delgado on Friday with that third place right in front of him at Pocono. Oh, brutal. And this wreck was far from over, as I think it took out about half the field. And winner of the AM race was Brandon Shelton. I think that's also worth mentioning. So I think Mills may have came back on the track and probably thought it was underneath him, and it probably wasn't. Oh, he's just coming on the track. I mean, just for no reason. Okay, yeah, that's what I was assuming was going to happen. Thinks the car's underneath him. Happened to me a million times. Oh, there's Kevin Kyle parked in the middle of the racetrack. Can't.
Do you have the T-bone graphic
I wish
somewhere? I
you
wish.
can't park.
Yeah.
Well, you can't park there. All right, we're gonna bring Dave Medina Medina, actually kind of like that, into oh god, we got a bunch of guys who want to give us their 2 cents. Let's bring in Buddy Sully. Buddy, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
Uh, we're great. That was cluster fulcrum there at the end. That was pure insanity. We're watching your last lap, and it looks like the Red Sea didn't know what so much part for you. You kind of just made that happen. But we talked a lot about you today. You've been so strong in qualifying this season, but kind of struggled to piece together races like we know the champion you are, Ken. But today was a different story. You really showed a lot of strength towards the end of this race. So take me through today for you here at Nashville.
Yeah, a lot of
Oh my god.
my falling back and stuff is you got to take care of tires. Like you got I think a lot of people are super fast at the start, and here lately I've been getting paranoid about people trying to run too fast. So I kind of fall back and see how the race goes, and then just try to be consistent throughout the race and see how it finishes. And today it kind of worked out to finish third.
Yeah. What were you thinking that last lap with all that unfolding in front of you? We just ran on board with you for that last lap, and it looked like it was a pretty stressful situation.
It was stressful that first week. I plowed into Chris Smith, stopped on the track, and that was 100% my fault. Just not paying attention. And the only goal I had going into this race was not repeating the same thing. And the way everything kind of split and the way people spun, it just kind of let me coast through there, knowing that a caution wasn't going to come out. So had to make up what I could, and luckily it worked out.
It did. 21 still looks real clean. Well, great job today, man. Hope to see you later on today. And anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, Mean Gene or Jerry, the Pony Up teammates and stuff like that. Kind of a different change for this season on Sunday mornings with the teams and stuff. I'm used to running with Nick and all those guys and Dennis, but it'll be interesting on how the season plays out with me only being able to run part-time over here. Just trying to help the team as much as I can.
Well, you're doing an amazing job so far, man. Great job, and can't wait to watch you whenever you are here. It's always a pleasure.
Yep, thank you guys.
All right. Take it away, Dalton.
All right, David Owens, we got you.
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right. So take me through those last 5 laps. Once Mills caught up to you on those fresher tires, take me through, I guess, what you were trying to do in the cockpit to maintain that lead.
Just trying to keep him behind me. I know he had 10 or 12 lap newer tires. So just really trying to run my race, but also throw that as much dirty air as I could on him to really try to keep that lead. So it was just, I knew that tire offset difference I knew it was going to make a big difference, but I knew him having to come through the field may have given me just a little bit of a chance to be able to race him for the win at the end.
Yeah, I really liked kind of how you were defending it. It didn't really look like you were sending it in too hard. It really were you kind of making a conscious effort to, I guess, back it up and try to get that run on exit instead of kind of oversending it.
Absolutely, yeah. You've raced with me here before, so it's just trying to make sure I set up my exit, because once you lose that middle of the turn speed and off the corner exit speed, you're just a sitting duck. So I'd rather have backed it up to be able to set up my corner to really get a good exit, but also make sure I was setting it up to where if I needed to turn down or move my lane up some to really throw that dirty air on there, I had the speed to be able to have the grip in the front tires.
Speaking of the tires, how I guess how are we feeling about that decision to not take tires? Or I guess what was going through your head, coming to that last kind of opportunity to take tires, and when did you kind of make that decision in your head that you weren't going to take them?
It was really just a guess. It was like just a wish and a hope, basically. Pulling down just to see, who may have go down and take tires. And when I saw a handful stay up, I was like, okay. I was like, you know what? Let's just take the gamble. It's race number 3. We got a long season, so I took the gamble. 2 tires worked for me under that green flag stop, so I was like, you know what? Let's just roll with it and see what happens.
Well, hey, awesome. You came out with the P2 despite all the kind of chaos at the end there. So that's awesome. Good finish, needed finish after missing that last race. Anybody you want to shout out today?
I'll just shout out to all the Gulf Coast guys. Kyle Lynott, Joel Vulpes, David Brenner. I know Tommy Foxtron's there with us too. So I know most of us had a good running day until toward that end part right there. Then shout out to Medina for the win. Me and him had some great side-by-side battles through that entire race. Wish it kind of just would have ended a little bit differently, but hey, it happens when you're up there running with the fast guys.
It is what it is. It happens. David Owens, everybody.
All right, Dave Medina Sr., we got you, my friend.
You got me.
Well, you guys named this race appropriately. That was a crazy one.
Yeah.
My goodness, I guess you were every which way through this field today, and some of the most, I guess you could say, like one of the craziest battles we ever had to see you work throughout the course of a race. So what was going through your head after that first major incident? Did you think you had a chance at this win?
No. I was towards the end there. I was just hoping to climb back into the top 5, and then just kind of noticed that they were starting to battle with Nick and Owens. So just running my line, but was really trying to think about just getting a top 5 good finish at that point.
Yeah, and then that last run, insanity. So was the plan always to take 4 there, or did Owens kind of get you to bite on that fake?
No, the plan was to take 4. I know there's been a lot of talk about taking 2. You can take 2 tires and the car feels fine and stuff like that. But when I came down pit road, I just knew that I was gonna have to maneuver through traffic. So I wanted 4 freshies to be able to have that ability to maneuver.
And was the car totally healthy at that point, or were you still dealing with some residual damage?
No, the car was good. I had about 40 seconds worth of damage. So
Wow.
but kind of ran it out a few laps just to see how I was going to feel, and everything felt great. So I felt like we could still be in the race. So I wasn't too worried about the car at all. It felt great.
You even wrecked better than everybody else, David, because that looked bad. Like I can tell you that looked a lot worse for you than it did for Landry, and he ended up 3 laps down, and you ended up with a healthier race car. So you even wrecked better than everybody else. That's impressive, man. Beyond that, take me through those last 3-4 laps and what was going through your head.
Yeah, when I saw they were battling side by side, I thought, okay, if I can clear my teammate Kevin, I might be able to get to him. And then had a really good run coming out of 4 and going into 1, and for a second thought about taking it 3 wide, but thought better of it. Figured the P3 finish was better than wrecking all 3 of us. So I kind of backed out of it, and when I noticed that Nick left the bottom lane open and was kind of drifting up, I decided just to turn it down and get it down to the yellow line as close as I could to get enough grip to be able to keep the car down there and just get on it and go. So yeah, just fortunate for me that lane got left open.
Man, Dalton, we could learn from that because I never would have thought that. You set the third place and it ends up being the win. That's, I guess, what happens when you're responsible. My brain does not work that way, but that's what happens when it does. Great job today, David. I mean, I'm not sure if you've heard the broadcast yet, but the utter shock in our voices when we saw you. We heard the Jaws music first, and then we're like, what's that? And then all of a sudden we saw that 9-race car, and we're like, oh no, you can't be serious. So incredible job, dude. I don't know how you do it. It's a joy to watch you week in and week out. I'm going to continue to have a stranglehold on that championship. Great points, Dave, for you. Quite the opposite for your championship contender of Jason Landry. So curious to see how that pans out. So great job today. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, a couple of people. I had some really good battles with David Owens. I do had one turn where I kind of missed my entry and got up into him, so apologize for that contact there. But we had some really good side-by-side battles there, so really good racing with him. Same with Nick and Jason. Just a lot of good fun racing with the guys today. It was kind of interesting having to drop towards the middle pack and work our way up and kind of race with guys I don't get a chance to race with often. So a lot of fun with those guys. Want to thank my teammates too. A lot of good information, being shared, and master cylinders and brake biases and that kind of stuff. So appreciate all of them. This is a great team to be a part of, and happy to be a part of that team. And then all the admins for putting this together. Do a phenomenal job. I think we had 31 cars on today's race, and just a fantastic job they're doing there. And then you guys up in the booth, really enjoy going back watching the races and listening to you guys call the race. So appreciate you guys.
Well, pleasures are all ours. Thank you so much, David, and good job folking them up today. You did it, man.
Let's go.
Man, week in and week out, you just folking them left, right, and center, Dalton. It's incredible. One more thing, hopefully, and I'll say this in the air, and hopefully the AM drivers hear this. If you won the AM race, go ahead and hop in the booth for future races because you won the race and you deserve an interview. So, Brandon Shelton, if you want to come back next week, we owe you one. And whoever wins next week, make sure to get in the booth when this race completes so we can give you the flowers that you deserve. But let's take a look at these overall standings here. So these are both the AM and Pro put together. And that is going to be, surprise, surprise, Dave Medina leading the way still. But what is the notable thing here, Dalton, is that point gap is getting even bigger as Jason Landry just, while he had tons of speed today, put it on the pole and did lead some laps, did not have the finish that he obviously deserved. 3 laps down over there in 22nd place.
It was going to happen eventually that something like this was going to happen to one of those front runners, and it something very easily could happen to Medina next week, and it'll bring the field right back to him. So I wouldn't be too worried if I'm any of those guys seeing that Medina jump out to this huge lead just yet.
Yep, and I'd say probably my favorite part about these standings, these overall standings, looking at them, is that our AM points leader is just comfortably sitting there in 3rd place. That is awesome, and that is why these AM and Pro leagues exist, right? That to me is it's not uncommon. Like we've talked about a few times, you and I have ran Pro and AM leagues before, and this is normally what you see. You'll see a few AM guys kind of sprinkled throughout the Pro guys up top. And I think a lot of that is because of I don't want to say the pressure, but kind of like the situational awareness and the situational, I guess, intensity that racing with the pros can give you as an AM. It really does kind of bring out a different side of you as a driver sometimes.
If we look at the results today, top four is all Pro.
Mm-hmm.
But there's only one more Pro in
the top 10.
Top 10. The rest of that top 10 is AM guys. So yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of that, due to the cluster F towards the end, but still something to be said about keeping the car pointed straight and avoiding all that at the end of the day.
Yeah, it really is. It definitely is going to be a big thing. Yeah, I mean, I can tell you, when we did that league, I think I had 2 AM wins, and I got those in 2nd place and in 4th place. So yeah, it's that's where you win AM championships, is right about where Shelton, Buell, and Smith are. So well done for those guys. As we can take a look at our next set of points here. These are our team standings. So Fulcum up, Fulcum Racing, Fulcum up still. Dalton doing a great job, as they still have that pretty sizable lead over Gulf Coast Racing GCR over there. But we did see a switch here today as Pony Up overtaking Ignition Point Racing. Even with that 30-point penalty, who would have thunk that? With the biggest penalty,
where did that come from?
history.
Where did that come from? Who?
I don't know. I think I've heard about it before. Oh, so there we go. We had I didn't even realize that our producer just letting us know Malarkey actually missed today. I didn't even realize that Malarkey wasn't here today. That's a shame. But yeah, Malarkey, definitely you can see what that does for your team standings right there. But yeah, Fulcum, this is their league right now. Sponsoring races, winning them, and taking home those team championships.
Now that I think about it, oh, sorry. Yeah, now that I think about it, it's really weird that we missed Malarkey not being there.
Yeah,
because that car stands out.
Oh, it does.
It's the with the not sure what font that is on the number on the side, like the Arial font.
It looks like his.
Yeah, it's like a Microsoft Word.
Yeah, like if he Microsoft Paint. Yeah. If he has kids, that's who drew it.
Yeah.
But hey, it looks good. Actually, I disagree with it. I think it looks cool. But I think the reason we didn't notice Malarkey is he usually chills in 20th until there's 30 to go, and then all of a sudden he's racing for the win. So I usually don't have to worry about Malarkey until later in the race. But hey, we missed him this week. We hope to see you back next week. Couple more plugs before we get out of here. So again, just to remind you guys, this Wednesday we'll be at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the 2nd exhibition race for the Daily Drivers Inc. Racing League. This is a fixed C truck league with a 3,000 I rating cap. We're giving away a $25 Daily Drivers Inc. gift card to the winner of the race. I don't know what I'm going to spend mine on, Dalton. I'm so excited about it for winning last week's race.
Yeah, okay,
but 120 laps around this place. And also, I guess I should announce this now. The winner of our giveaway for the 50 subscribers. So thank you so much to everyone subscribing to VRN and getting us up to 50. I think we're at like 54, 55, something like that now. But the winner of our first giveaway was Jose Medina. I will be letting him know officially today. But if you're watching this now, congratulations, Jose. You're going to have a awesome gift package coming your way, including an Alex Bowman autographed diecast, Terry Labonte autographed card, some sheet metal, and some gift cards and some merch from our sponsors, including Daily Drivers Inc. We will be announcing our giveaway for 100 subscribers very soon. That's going to include even better stuff. I might even let everyone else decide what they want to try to win. I'll show them some options, but I got some good stuff right now, Dalton. But definitely join us here on Wednesday. That QR code should be working. If it's not, just type in that Discord address there on the bottom, or reach out to Kevin, Kyle, Zach Panzarella, Dalton Geyer. We are all in the BRL Discord, and let us know you'd like to race. We'll get you invited to the Discord. Again, totally free for anyone who is in the league from the ground floor. So we are very, very excited about this league. Very excited to be bringing another league to the Vortex Racing Network. Now hosting 3 different leagues here on this network, and that's what this network was all about. So please help us continue to grow this league and make this one a success. We'll be racing at 9 p.m. Eastern this Wednesday, so 6 p.m. Pacific. And yeah, come hang out with us. It's going to be a great time. $25 gift card on the line and a lot of good times. We kept it green for 120 laps at Kansas last week, and that was one of the most fun races I've done in my entire life.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, for Kevin Kyle especially.
Yeah, we kept it clean, kept it green, 120 laps. Just
despite Kevin's best efforts, mollywopping the wall every chance he got.
Yeah, man.
And so next week we'll be racing a pretty special race here in the Bonfire Race League. It's actually the 5th anniversary of this league itself, which is pretty amazing in itself. 13 seasons here in this Premier Cup, but 5 years, and that is really, really awesome. And to do that, we're gonna be doing the BRL 200. So a little bit, I guess you could say longer of a race, but definitely an important one. It's gonna be at Michigan. Oh yeah, 200 miles around Michigan. That's gonna be a good time, Dalton. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I love that racetrack. It's a great place to have a crown jewel like this. But I think anyone that's been in this league, which is the majority of this league, are the guys who are vets and have been here for years now. This will be a very meaningful race for them to win, and one that they would just love to have there on their as a notch on their belt.
Yeah, I'm ready for some 4-wide racing for 100 laps.
Yeah, we're going to Michigan a lot. We can actually, we'll say it now, there'll be a third DDI exhibition race, and that will be at Michigan as well. So we'll be hanging out. We're not flying as much as we normally are, Dalton, between tracks. So that will be awesome. We're going to get a full helping of 4-wide racing next week here on the Vortex Racing Network. But that's going to do it for us today. Amazing race here in Nashville. What a movie that was. I had an amazing time. I want to shout give the biggest shout out to our sponsors of Animal House Customs, the Swanley Golf. I always remember it's Golf Association, but Swanley is going to be hard for me to remember. It's Swanley Golf Association, Daily Drivers Inc., Vortex Racing Network, the Production Boys, everyone who makes this league possible. Kevin Kyle, Dennis Puckett, Joseph Volpis, Folcom Racing, and thank you to Folcom Racing for sponsoring this one for the Folcom Up how many miles did we just do here, boys? 190. That's a good number. 190 miles. God, that felt like a 500-mile race. I'm not even gonna lie. And thank you so much, Dalton Geyer, my tag team partner today, for joining me. I had a great time. Thank you, Kevin Kyle, for working the production booth. We had a wonderful time, and we will see you guys next week for the 5th anniversary of BRL over in Michigan. You guys all have a great rest of your Sunday.